YouTube, Brian Phillips. We're gonna do this Falke 1800. I don't know how to say it. This is from Kavan RC. So we're gonna see how this goes. This showed up here a while ago. And we're gonna see if it's any good. It is a glider, not to be confused with the Falke Wolf 190. Falke 190.
Yeah.
Did I say that right?
I think so.
Which is a warbird, okay? So this is a sailplane, and we're gonna see a sailing ship, if you will. We're gonna see if it's any good, okay? We have done Kavan before, and they are good planes, but they're expensive, so we're gonna see if it's worth it. Here we go, so as we unbox, we'll go ahead and pull this up. They call this an ARF, but it's not an ARF. It is not an ARF. They call it an ARF, but it's like a plug and fly,
yeah.
Okay? So package comes in this little sort of handle gripped retail packaging. Looks pretty good. We'll see if it's any good though. I honestly have no clue. We didn't know it was coming. It just showed up one day and here we are. So we're gonna see how this turns out. If you don't know anything about Kavan, Kavan makes planes over in Europe. So when we buy them, they're a little bit more expensive. Kind of like when they buy our stuff, it's a little bit more expensive. And when I say our stuff is usually made in China. This is not made in China, I don't think. I think it's made in some other country, which I don't care.
This is all in German, so I don't know.
Well,
yes.
It's in all kinds of languages. Mm-hmm. But my understanding is this might be like Czech or something like that. I don't know.
Oh, I can't remember now.
All I know is it's not China that I know of.
European.
European something. So that explains some of the cost differences, in case you were wondering, okay? Here's packaging. So it's more of like a plug and fly sort of setup that we're used to from something like E-Flight, okay? Or Horizon Hobby. Okay, instruction manual. It is in English, of course. Looks like this one will go together pretty easy. 56 to 63 millimeters back for the center of gravity from the leading edge. Looks like a relatively simple setup. It's got a V-tail. We haven't done a V-tail forever.
Oh.
So should be hopefully pretty simple setup. Looks like they have instructions here if you want to just give them a nice, perfect view of that. If they need to pause, they can do programming of the ESC. Is that what it is? Yeah, that's programming the ESC. So if you need to pause the video, you can look at that. Also, another thing you can do if you want to support Brian Phillips RC when you decide to buy something like this, if you like it, you can check the links in the video description below. When you do click the links, the guys that sent this to us, which would be FPV Builds, thanks FPV Builds, they will know that we sent you there, and then they'll send us a few bucks in commission once in a while, which is nice. So that's always helpful to the channel here on Brian Phillips RC. Of course, we're always funding elaborate RC experiences, not the least of which is the aerodrome that you see us working on. Man, that is thick tape.
Yeah, it is.
Good Lord. This is like packing tape from hell. It is extremely strong. We could use some like that.
I was gonna say, that's like the kind you would want.
Yeah. Okay, so as we unpackage this, just want to point out that there is foam wrapping between the items, but there's still limited foam. I'm sure that's some like European attempt at like, you know, eco-friendliness or whatever. I just want the plane to get here in one piece. And so far, I'm pretty happy with the way the packaging is coming undone. We've got some bubble wrap in here. And there is a screw. I hate it when I find a screw like that. There's a screw, guys.
Okay.
Okay. So that might be out of the spinner. I don't know. Maybe it's a wing joiner, but we're just going to be careful with our packaging as a result of finding a screw like that, or a bolt in this case. I want to make sure we don't find any more. It looks like a wing mount screw.
It's like a thumb nut style.
What do you mean?
Like it's got like the grip on the side, so you can.
No, it's not. It's
okay.
It's just a big bolt. Okay. Thumb nut styles would be different. They would have actual thumb utilities. Check this out. Okay, so here we go. So this is foam, but it's got carbon fiber on it as well. Folding spinner, folding prop. Ooh, look, screws loose. See that? Mm-hmm. So that's your toolless, according to the camera crew, install there.
Not toolless.
So that goes in until it's tight. We'll probably torque that down. Okay, Looks really nice. A little bit of a gap here. I've always been a pet peeve of mine is that little gap. Not the gap so much as the disparity in plane. Okay, doesn't look bad from a distance, but it's imperfect. Okay, looks like we got Kavan. I don't know if that's 9 gram markings on the side of that servo. Can you see the servo in there? Looks like a 9 gram servo.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
And they just go down the length of the carbon fiber tube. Looks like a really strong but light carbon fiber tube. That's good because a lot of times on these sailplanes, the tail gets really heavy and then they are poor flyers. This is not a super heavy plane, which is good for a sailplane. Okay, so you can see the Kavan 20 amp ESC. This is held in with a magnet on the canopy. Okay, and then it just locks in with a lug on the front. Pretty standard setup. But that's got a BEC in it. Let's pull it out and see if we can read the information off of the, oh yeah, there we go. Okay, so XT60 equipped with these heavy pants. I'm not sure the heavy pants are appropriate in this application. 5 volts, 2 amps, 2 through 3 volts, excuse me, 2 through 3 cell lithium polymer packs. So it's a 20 amp ESC with a BEC that generates 2 amps at 5 volts. Okay. So in case you guys are wondering how that reads, that is a small ESC in my opinion, but not as small as we've seen in the past. We've seen smaller ESCs in larger size classes like 30 amps, sometimes channelized. Okay, we have the Hextronics JR color code, and this one here is going to be pretty straightforward. Then we have this one. Oh, excuse me, that was on one of the servos back here, not the ESC. The ESC is the red, black, and white. So like the Futaba color code, and of course the plug for the power. So we don't have to have an external BEC, which is kind of nice. Not that you would have to have that, but if you're going to use this as like a sailplane or like a DLG, like discus launch glider, and you were just going to leave the power out, not that you would do that. You could do that if you wanted to. Or if you're going to slope soar and you wanted to launch and just use wind and launch it off the side of the hill and fly around forever. That's slope soaring. By the way, if you guys have never slope soared, it's super fun. I'll be honest with you. A lot of the slope soaring I would do, the ships I have are a little bit too heavy to do a lot of thermaling, but slope soaring you can get away with on a heavier rig. But if you're dealing with light wind or low hills, AKA our hills here, we like to try to slope soar in this area. But the prevailing winds, as you know from our driveways, would be this way, and then our crosswind is this way, which means our actual bigger strip is going to be a crosswind strip. But of course, crosswind strips are good when it's calm, no matter what direction they go, okay? There's the other bolt.
Oh,
it was just laying at the bottom of the box. Yeah, that's definitely the wing joiner bolt. It's got to be. You know what? I bet they were in there. When they shipped it.
I did hear something rattling when I picked it up. And
yeah. So this is the horizontal stabilizer. It comes in 2 pieces, it looks like. So we'll have a wing joiner in there as well. So we're going to uncut this tape. Be careful with this tape though, guys. Seriously, it is so strong. See, it just wants to rip the plastic. I'm just afraid somebody's going to separate this. So you're going to get excited and break the actual horizontal stabilizer. We've unpacked what feels like millions of planes. Of course, it's not actually millions, but it's a lot. And usually the tape is a weak point, so it doesn't cause a lot of concern. But if you were in a hurry and you were excited, like I am, you might make a mistake. So just be a little bit careful that you don't accidentally break the plane before you get out of the package. Don't have to install the control horns, which is nice. Last cabin we did was the PC21? 6. PC6, that's right. PC21 is an FMS one, right?
yes.
Which I like both a lot.
Yeah.
We did really like the Kavan. We did have some issues with it. They were small, but very, very much real. Namely, the wing spar was coming unglued from the frame.
Yeah.
And so we worked through it with a couple of different solutions, neither of which worked real great, and it kept popping out. But I really, really, really liked flying it a lot. It was really well-balanced plane. It just was fun to fly. It wasn't super easy to fly, but it wasn't real hard. It just made you fly it, and I loved it. I still love it. It's downstairs. Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna work the wing. I'm gonna exercise the wing right here. I'm gonna exercise the wing and I'm gonna look down the length of it, okay? You can see that there's a lot of foam in that pinch hinge, but it is a pinch hinge nonetheless, okay? So, pinch hinge, in my opinion, is an inferior hinge, even if it's the right hinge for the job. I am not seeing, doesn't mean there's not any reinforcement like a drip of glue or something. Also, the other thing is you'll see how this, if you don't exercise it, you can bend down the length. Hold still there. You can bend the control surface because you're going to be controlling it from here. You see what happens when you get to the end of the sweep? That's why you need to take the time to actually exercise the hinge until it feels like it's going to move easy. If you don't do that, then you may end up with an inferior function on this being your elevator and rudder, okay? Because this is a V-tail, okay? All right, so we've got those two pieces, very light, simple, basic, unpainted white. I don't have a problem with unpainted foam. Some people would prefer to see a painted body. I don't care. Okay, so we also have the swooped up wing, which is kind of interesting. I don't think it's got dihedral, unless you want to qualify that portion as dihedral, just on the outboard chunk. There are no flaps. This is just ailerons, okay? So again, one of those things where you don't need flaps to make a plane fly, but I like flaps to make a plane fly better. And I see this little thing here. Look at that.
Just a little scrape guard.
I don't know what the heck it is. Look, it's kind of got like a, it's almost like there's a place to put some sort of reinforcement in there. I don't know, but very clean. Like it's got these little moldy bumps. Yep. Little bumps from the mold. But like it actually is really well built, it looks like. It's got a little bit of twist to it, but it's light. It's like they did reinforcement here, but they have serviceability in it. These are painted white carbon fiber, I believe. So they are not actually just fiberglass that I can tell. They are painted white so that they don't pop out black. Again, I could care less. Just leave them black. Who cares? Not me. So, strange manufacturing decision. Not a problem, just strange. So here on Brian Phillips RC, we like to show all the details that we notice. Sometimes the details we notice are different from the details that others notice. If our details help you make a decision to purchase, buy it from the links, you'll help support us financially. But at the same time, we want to bring the joy of this hobby to more people. And so the way we do that is by trying to help people find success. You could read that servo really good, okay? That's 69. I don't know if it's plastic geared or not. It probably says it somewhere on here and I've just neglected to read it, mostly because there's 400 languages. Okay, checking for more bolts and stuff. That is really ludicrous that they didn't have those held in there better or bagged. And then down here in the edge of the box, you'll see they've taped in some more pieces. These pieces, of course, would be the remaining balance of pieces.
I wonder if there's a hole in that bag and they just fell out. There is a hole in that.
I don't know. I have no idea. All I know is there's a bunch of loose ends here and I want to open this.
Okay.
Okay, so this is plastic. I don't know what it is. Looks like some sort of a cover. That is going to be for the main wings, and looks like there is a little bit of a dihedral in there, if I'm seeing that right. This, of course, is for the tail feathers. Being that it's a V-tail, it's at an angle. This says aileron on it, so I'm assuming this was supposed to be labeled as aileron. I mean, it's not like a rocket scientist to tell you that that's for the ailerons. You are definitely not going to use that for the tail, but the tail doesn't have a wire going back. It has a mechanical interaction via push rods. Okay, push rods come back here to the end. Okay, so we don't need that. We don't need this. There was a bag here. There's a bag here and it's oily. I wonder if that's where those two came out of. But then right here, we've got what appears to be 2 set screws, plastic screws, nylon screws, 2 different size Allen keys and then a singular black screw here. So I'm assuming that we were correct in our assessment, but there again, we might be incorrect in our assessment. Those plastic ones might actually be what go in there. So I wonder, and then this black one will be the one that mounts the tail. Interesting. So I don't know what this is.
Yeah, I don't either.
It's almost like this would go on here. I don't know. I don't understand what that is. Well, the instructions will probably tell the tale. We try not to read the instructions as much as possible because I hate instructions, but we're gonna look at them real quick and we'll come right back. All right, so after looking through the manual, we looked online, found some resources, but it doesn't ever expressly say anything about this in the instructions. Like this is pretty much the assembly instructions. It's basic assembly, but this can be cut out, and I believe it acts as a skid plate. And so it would go around this point. Now, I'm not saying that's right or wrong, but from a standpoint of why is that not put on by the factory is totally beyond me. So anyway, we call every manufacturer out that does that stupid crap. Look at this. This is the metal rod that goes between the wings. I want to talk about this for a minute. First of all, the instruction manual is ambiguous about which hole you're supposed to stick it in. Hun, which hole are you supposed to stick it in?
Well, usually the...
Show me which one.
I mean, usually you'd put it in the front hole.
There's 2 holes. Which one?
There's 2 holes?
There's 2 holes. You guys want to see the next problem? Watch this. This is straight. Look, it rolls. Okay? I'm not saying you couldn't bend this, but watch this. Look. That's not going to be good. Let's find the other hole. Okay, that's all the way in. It would fall completely across as you turn. So we've seen this from other manufacturers before, but it's very rare that they don't give instructions. If you have to bend this to create the dihedral, where are the instructions that say to do it? Is this just another one of those anomalies within the RC addiction where we're supposed to just be omniscient?
Yes.
Okay, if you don't know what that is, just look it up. All right, so I don't even know if that thing will bend, but I'm gonna go with that's the easiest way to ensure that it stays.
Fall? Okay.
Well, I mean, if it falls halfway through the plane, what are you gonna do about it?
Well, I mean,
are you gonna go up there while we're filming and like catch it?
That was my plan.
I think it's a bad plan.
The other option is
we measure it halfway and bend it.
Tape it or glue it.
No, we're not doing any stupid things like awesome, easy ideas.
Okay.
We're doing it the hard way like the manual shows.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is too long to measure the whole thing. So of course that's gonna make it harder. So here's a trick of the day, guys. If you wanna find the halfway point using calipers and they're not opening all the way, go to 106 or whatever is close, okay? So let's say that that's where your 106 is, okay? So 106, I make a dot. That dot is imperfect. It doesn't need to be perfect. Can you go to the other side so they can see? So that dot is imperfect. Now I'm gonna measure the other direction, okay? Watch this. Did we reach far enough to reach the dot? No, but we did reach far enough to make another dot. So there's 2 dots. Now we have 2 dots. We can measure that and split the difference. Did you learn something, camera crew?
You're still not going to be halfway to...
Yes, we will. Look, we're 30.05 millimeters. So I want to go to half of 38.05. So what is that, camera crew?
Don't make me do math on camera. Because you don't know either. That's all you asked me.
There's a helicopter going by. I want to see if it's cool.
No. That's our washing machine. It sounds like helicopter.
It did sound like helicopter. So 38.5, we're going to cut that in half. So that would be 15 plus 4.
19.
Thank you. 19.03. 19.03. So if you're watching this video and you're like, oh, it's super easy. Let me just whip out the calculator here on Windows while you waffle. That's exactly what I would have done. And then I would have made fun of myself in the comments. It's okay though. Okay, so there's our halfway point. So I'm gonna make 2 marks straddling the center of the tip, okay? So now, does that look equidistant ish to you? Okay, good, that's what I thought. I don't know if I can bend this. I'm just seeing if I can do it. So that's why I'm not wasting a bunch of time. Yeah, it's bent.
Okay.
Now, my bend is as close to the center as I can get it, and I'm not going way overboard. I'm just doing a tiny little bit of bend, and guess what's gonna happen with the bend now? What happens with the bend, hon?
Well, it doesn't roll.
What else happens?
It's gonna keep it from sliding down the hole.
Well, you want it to slide into the hole.
But not all the way.
You don't want to get such deep
like
penetration
bottom
that
out.
you literally fall out the other side.
Yeah, that would be bad. But we still don't actually know which hole to put it in.
Yeah, I know. So I want to put it in the front hole. So now it's.
Now it's sad.
So how do we force it to go upright? Good question, right? So now look. Now it can only go so far up the hole. I'm assuming that, like, at some point, I'm assuming we're gonna have to, do that somehow. Force it to be in the right angle. And I'm not sure how to do that, otherwise this thing's gonna wanna flap its wings.
Oh, well, you're only gonna be able to get it together in one spot, right?
You see those two wires coming out?
Yeah.
Do you see them?
Yes.
How are they supposed to come out to the bottom of the wing where it's accessible?
I don't know.
Is there a way to do it? Can you see? I'm just saying, like, I physically can't see. You just pull them down like that, I suppose?
Yeah.
Okay, good enough for me. So now that we have this pseudo bent, okay? By the way, the canopy, I just have it off right now, so it's no big deal. I have another vision for this. I'm visualizing the concept of holding this and putting a little bit of glue on it, just to kind of keep and maintain the position. My fear is, as we're flying, if that breaks free, then it's gonna be allowed to pivot, okay? But really all we're doing is we're holding the two halves together.
Right.
Okay? This is gonna set the angle to a certain extent of the way the wings ought to be, which is how I came up with the angle that I bent into this, okay? I might not have bent enough into it, okay? So I'm not a big fan of this whole setup right here. This is kind of a big screw up if you ask me. So what I'm gonna probably do is, and again, I believe that's carbon fiber. We're just gonna get real serious here. We're gonna get real serious here. We could use China glue, but we're gonna use
CA.
We're CA in this, because I'm not gonna talk about it ever again.
You just wanted to clean your tip.
Listen, one of my biggest problems in this hobby is keeping a clean tip, okay? So I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna roll it so I know what direction up is. I've got a mark here, so I have a reference. You guys are gonna have to make your own, okay? This is not in the instructions. You know why it's not in the instructions? Because it's probably a bad idea. You see how much I just put on there?
That is a lot.
That is a lot. That is a lot. This is definitely going to dirty my tip. Okay, watch what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just slam it right in there. Oh yeah, we're just gonna work it around. And I'm gonna get right to that halfway mark. And I'm gonna make sure that I'm holding up on it. Up on it. Up on it. I'm having visions. I'm having visions. Look at all that. Wow. Woo. There's a lot on there. Okay. See how I'm holding up? Mm-hmm. Making sure that it's square. As I do this, is it ever gonna set up? Come on, man. Come on, set. I might need you to get some Insta-set for me. Camera crew. I'm just holding this up, and all we need to do really is just get a little bit of Insta-set. And so the camera crew, oh, look, it's starting to sit.
Of course.
It's starting to set. Okay, let go. You can let go. I'll do it.
Okay.
So now I can let go. And then I'm just gonna do one drip of Insta-set right there. All I need is just something to hold it, guys. That's all I need. And then look, now I don't have to worry about it rolling around. I don't even care about gluing the other half. It doesn't matter at this point. We just need it to not change physical positions. Okay, we've got the wires coming out where we want. We'll be able to figure out left from right, but the problem is you're not gonna necessarily have the receiver right here. You're gonna have it way up in there. So that is why, if you're gonna do it like the average Joe and do flap-ons like every one of us is gonna do, then you're gonna need to, first of all, clean your tip. We always talk about tip cleaning on this channel because it just comes up. Yep. It's dirty. Dirty tip. Okay, wiped it off. The tip is clean, guys. Cap is on. So, here's the next challenge. Okay? We gotta make this wire long enough to reach through the hole.
Okay.
Now, if you're not gonna use flap-ons, you can share the channel, and then all you need is throttle, elevator, rudder, and aileron. Not in any particular order. But for me, I also need another aileron. So that's 5. And then we're going to use AS3X and Safe, which can be an unpluggable channel. So we're definitely into the 6-channel arena. So we could do we'll probably do an AR630, because then the antenna will not be, an external antenna.
Unless you want to do a 637T to have stereo.
637T might be something we could consider in this environment. Yeah, but it's bigger. It's a lot more stuff going on.
It is bigger, yeah.
It's a lot more expense too.
2 antennas.
Well, it's not a lot more expense, but it is a little bit more. Okay, so I just want to talk to you guys about this. Don't glue that thing and then bend it. It ain't gonna happen. You're gonna break your wing. Okay, now if I wanted this out, I could pull it out right now. Okay, maybe not. Let's see how this looks. No, go back where you were. See that? This is the next problem we'll have to resolve. And I knew this would be a complexity about this build. You see this? Look at the gap.
Yeah.
That is because of the imperfect bend in that shaft. Again, why is it not done at the factory? Totally beyond me. Okay, now I'm not saying that we can't make that work. And by the way, I might not have as much on it as there should be. But let's see how this looks when I try to join them together, okay? See what I'm talking about? See what I'm talking about there? Look at that. Okay? So will that come out? I don't know. So, what?
It's because of the way that you bent it that it's not.
Because it's in, see how it broke free somewhat?
Yeah.
Okay? So I'm just gonna go out on a limb right here. On Brian Phillips RC, we do reviews of airplanes. We point out their highs and lows. Let's call this I'm not sure what the heck they were thinking, okay? Because if that was not meant to be bent, then why does the instruction manual show it bent?
Well, and the other pictures that we found show it bent.
Yeah, but it's not bent when you get it.
Right.
So then do an amended manual, okay? So all I'm doing now is I'm just working the shaft all by my lonesome while she points a camera at it.
Bend.
Whoa, buddy, it came right out. Who glued that thing? Okay, so now I know where it is. I'm gonna wipe it off. Just make sure I don't get a bunch of wet CA on me. Okay, that's clean enough, which ironically, if we have a little bit more texture on there, it might give us a chance to just do a pressure fit, which I would like, okay? Now I need to come back toward me, okay? Just a little bit more. That's a lot more bend, and that's exactly what I needed, okay? So now I'm gonna stuff it back in the hole, but this time I'm gonna be a little bit more prepared in that I'm gonna have kicker on hand, ready to go.
Is there a way to test it and make sure you got it bent enough?
No, that's impossible.
Okay.
Totally impossible.
Sure it is.
There's definitely no way. So it's a little bit less, a little bit. That's like 10 times less. Okay, relax there, camera crew. Jeez. It's like you don't trust your husband. I mean, earlier I had to be omniscient to know how to do this. Okay, so I'm just gonna quickly put the two halves together and see if I get lucky and I can get the alignment perfect or more perfect, more perfect. See this? See that gap? It'd be nice if that gap didn't exist. Okay, so let's pretend that's perfect.
Okay.
Are we pretending?
Is it gonna go together that way?
That's a little bit better dihedral.
I mean, it's better.
It looks better to me.
It's way less of a gap. Okay, but those black pieces are touching, so how much more?
That is a good point.
Is
Those
it
black
gonna be-
pieces seem to protrude past, and maybe it's designed to be like that. This is the type of thing that you wouldn't, I mean, they did call it an ARF.
Right.
Maybe this is an ARF after all. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh no, my shaft spun. See, my shaft spun. I'm gonna put it vertical. Did you see my shaft spin?
I did.
How disappointing is that? Okay, so let's see if we can get this thing to go together. Okay, so it's sort of together. And that kind of maybe.
Darn close.
Look at the fitment. I mean, it looks cool, but it's like, really? Look at the fitment. Look at this.
Well, I know, but you're like holding it all together.
Yeah. You should be able to hold it together.
But once
you don't always hold it together
well,
very well.
yeah. No.
Okay, so there you go. So Brian Phillips RC, we like to spread the expertise that we have on this channel. And so obviously on this one, it's not very much. But I will say this. Look at this. From the bottom. Okay. This is going to get somewhat sandwiched together here. It's kind of like, yeah. I'm going to go with like maybe this is a manufacturing deficiency.
So you're just going to glue it?
Well, I mean, I'm not going to glue it. So I'm not using a butter knife to chop the live leads of a battery.
Well, I mean,
not
right.
that dumb. Yet. Okay, one drip. Only reason I'm doing that is because I just want to set the stage for having both sides have a little fixed point. It's not going to hold against the rigors of flying, okay? This is just to kind of hold it together while I'm dinking around putting this plane together. Okay. So now, if you're anything like me, you're probably thinking to yourself, why didn't they just put a slightly longer singular cable? Well, you could do that, but you'd have to peel off this Kavan sticker here. And then you could use this extension cable here. You could take out that short cable and you could put a little bit longer cable. Then you could reach all the way up front to where your receiver is likely to end up. Now, the other thing you're probably thinking is, Brian, quit complaining, just glue the thing together and be on to the next step. You would be well within your rights to complain about that, but I want to make sure people understand what our concerns are. I've built a ton of these DLG style, like discus launch style, you know, carbon fiber tubed planes over the years. Well, like 4 or 5. We've never had this level of ambiguity. Never. Never. Right?
It's been a while since we've done one.
So what we're going to do next is we're going to find a cable. Oh, look at that beautiful sunset. Show the people. Show the people the beautiful sunset.
With all the snow.
It's gorgeous. Yeah. Too bad. Too bad it's not snowy. That would make our lives a lot easier. And really at the end of the day, we would much rather not have the snow. So I'm just going to go through my sack for a minute here. We're going to see if we can find an extension cord. All right, so we found a couple of these little extension cords. They were in our bag of tricks. If you want, you could just use the Y cable, but I'm going to use this. This will be kind of nice. We'll be able to differentiate between the two styles, the left and the right. So it's a little bit easier, but really it's not a big deal either way. Okay. So when you plug those in, then this will give us a little bit better reach so we can get up front where the rest of our crap will be. That should be about right, actually, okay? So now the other thing we need to do is we need to get this belly. Well, we are gonna do this, right?
Probably we're gonna.
Okay, so let's cut it out. So here's how you cut it out. It's pretty complicated, and all you gotta do is just trim around the edge. Ooh, I have special scissors for this. Did you know I have special scissors for this?
You do?
Yeah, they're downstairs. They look like nail clippers for giant people.
No.
They're scissors that are curled. I'm dead serious.
All I can think of is visualize as like aviation snips.
No, they're hanging on the board close to that. Huh. This is kind of hard to see though, just so you guys know. Like I'm trying to cut down in the middle of that joint and it's not working very good. I should go get those crazy scissors. You know, we bought those stupid scissors so we could use them once every 17 years.
This would be the once every 17 years.
I don't know. That's a lot of work to go down there and get them though. Jeez. I'm probably just gonna use these scissors that my kids use to cut open yogurt packs.
Oh, they use the other ones for that.
I've forbidden them from using the other scissors for that. Okay. All right, so guys, if you're brand new to Brian Phillips RC, we do this for real because we love the hobby and we don't want you to waste money on garbage. I don't know that it's even in the realm of possibility that this model is going to be in the garbage arena because it's expensive, but there's always a possibility, and I'm hoping that this thing is really good. Because so far I'm pretty disappointed in that rod. What? Shouldn't have to bend your own rod.
I was gonna make a comment, but I won't.
You can make the comment about my rod if you want.
I was just gonna say join the club.
No. No, that rod was crazy because you said that the pictures you found online, they were all bent.
Yeah.
So are you thinking they forgot to bend my rod?
Maybe. They just wanted you to do it yourself. They figured you could handle it.
My rod?
Yeah.
Well, I wanted you to handle
yourself.
it.
Oh. I can't bend it myself.
Well. Okay, so you see this? I got to cut that stupid. So at least we don't have to put on the control arms.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. None of them.
So they got that part right.
Yeah.
You remember that Dancing Wings plane we did and we filmed for 50 hours? Mm-hmm. That was an ARF. That was an ARF, okay? This is more of like a...
This is a plug and fly.
It's a plug and fly with like a feature that should have been done at the factory. For the rod...
We just did one of those the other day that should have been done at the factory too.
Yeah, that's right. And that was for the... Well, but no, we found out later that my assessment was wrong.
What?
Because there was no way they could have shipped it.
Oh.
You're talking about on the Hobby King TPX?
Yeah.
It
was also...
The Tundra PX, like PX, like what's that, like RX?
Profile.
Like TX?
Extra.
So we're supposed, like we just put X after a letter?
Extreme. Profile.
Like
Extreme.
BXPX, the Brian Phillips RC. We just change everything. Just add an X instead of the rest of the letters?
Yeah.
Is that what the kids are doing these days?
No. I don't know
I'm
what the
very
kids are doing.
confused. Wow, that is so... Look at the precision trim job there.
If somebody had better scissors.
Well, I can't help that there was yogurt cut on this. Listen, if I got your scissors out of your sewing kit and then cut yogurt open...
You better not give me
scissors. You'll let me glue on your counter, but no, not
Don't
that.
use my scissors.
Okay. So now, this is CA. This would be the wrong solution for this, okay? Even though I have it sitting right here, and it's tempting to just glue it on right now, I'm gonna use the right tool for the job, and that's gonna be China glue. China. See, look at that. Wow, that is beautiful. Not even a good match. Hon?
What?
Did you have something to say about that? How beautiful it is?
They should have made it a thicker plastic so you didn't see the blue through the white plastic.
I don't,
That is not the way that you even things out.
You don't like the way I'm doing this. I'm smoothing the edge.
But what do the people do at home? Yeah, see, that looks garbagey.
It did look pretty terrible. I should have probably done a better job. Look, there's the perfect amount of texture down here.
So the moral of the story is if you don't have a granite countertop at home, go replace your wife's countertop with a piece of granite. Then you can use it like sandpaper.
Okay, the China glue is almost out. The foam to foam is not gone. One of these is gonna work. Okay, now, yeah, you could probably just glue this on with CA and be fine with it. But this kind of reminds me of a situation we had with another plane. These things are in the way now, so I'm gonna take them out.
We still don't even know if those are actually right, do we?
We don't actually. They could be. I don't know. Maybe they're supposed to be like one or the other.
Because the black and white directions don't differentiate between black screws and white screws.
They don't make a distinction?
They do not.
Oh my goodness. Well,
before you start,
they don't
too late
see
for that.
Color in Europe, evidently. What? So look, China glue, nice and sticky. We're gonna put it on the bottom of this skid thing, my bobber. I'm sorry, somebody rubbed this on the counter in China. Oh wait, this wasn't China. This was made in like Europe somewhere.
I don't know.
Where they don't see color.
Maybe they're still made in China, but.
I don't think they're made in China. You think in China they would let us do this?
Yes.
They'd be like, give me that. Hold my beer. That's what they would say.
Don't think they can drink.
Hold my sake. Wait, that's Japan.
That's Japan.
Oh, man.
That is so much glue. Are you kidding me? No wonder we're out of China glue all the time.
What are you talking about? This stuff doesn't spread very much.
Ridiculous.
I think it's the perfect amount. You want to know why?
It's not holding the whole plane up.
Listen, do you want to know why?
Why?
Because this is going to make up a gap. Because this thing has an edge on it, okay?
Well, whose fault is that?
Well, China for not trimming it. Or Europe, whatever European nation it is. The Czech Republic or Vietnam or Russia.
Europe. Don't do that.
I don't know what country made it. I don't think it matters. I don't think it
doesn't matter
at all.
But I just want people to know that you know that Vietnam is not in Europe.
I don't think Russia's in Europe either.
Part of it is, isn't it?
What?
Yes.
Is it?
Yes.
No. No, it's not. I don't think so. It's not.
I think it partially is.
The West and the East are separated. They are not the same. Okay.
Czech Republic.
Czech Republic. I told you.
But I don't know if that's where it's made or if that's just where Kavan is based. I was trying.
So listen, Kavan, if you're watching, we don't want to embarrass anybody over their rod design, okay? But you should probably fix that problem. Okay, so there's that. Just gonna stick this back there. That's FMS China glue. You can find that on Brian Phillips RC /supplies, or you can go to bprc.com.
No.
Exactly, bprc.me.
Yes.
Okay, now we're gonna stick this down. Watch this. Camera crew's been doing some changes to the website thanks to some fan feedback. There's a dot there, kind of like tells you where the center is. Okay, so I'm just gonna press that down and then you can just ram it over and over again. I'm pressing it down. What, did you think I was gonna say something? I wasn't going to.
Okay.
I'm gonna press this down right here and right here, okay? It's important, it's critical. I should make you do this.
Why?
So you know how hard it is. I obviously didn't take care of my rod. All right, so that's down. China glue will never fail you, okay? I'm just gonna say this, guys. China glue, me gusta. China glue, yes. CA, not unless you need to. Because you gotta worry about your tips and all sorts of other things. Okay, I like CA when I'm building a balsa wood plane a lot. But even then, you should be using wood glue if you can, and CA will help you set the parts together and hold them while the glue sets on the wood glue. Okay, all right. So the next move is to try to get these wires through, but we have to avoid all that nonsense, okay? Because they're gonna be like, they're gonna be trying to run into the middle of the wires. So I gotta get in there and get down to where the receiver's gonna go, all whilst, see, they'll understand.
What's your favorite word?
At Kavan, they'll understand.
Whilst.
Yeah. I'm gonna stick this through like this, okay?
Okay.
This.
Like these?
This.
Okay.
I'm gonna stick it into the hole like this.
Do we help you?
Yeah, I've been asking this whole time. No, you gotta get it in the hole right. Don't be screwing around. You can't be halfway doing it. Okay. I want it, like seriously, show the people from above. Show the people. You see the black things?
Yeah.
Trying to get those through. You're gonna have to stick it all the way in. You can't stop. You can't do this half cocked. I'm serious.
It's like gouge your
No,
with my
get
ring.
your giant ring away.
I'm sorry.
That thing, jeez. Okay. What's wrong with you? Oh, wow. Look at this fitment. Jeez. I'm holding it down. It's still
Wait, that's not.
It's not squished, okay? But guys, look, here, look.
Do they both come through?
Whilst.
Okay.
Just had to do a little translation service there. Let's pull that out. Oh yeah, beautiful. See this? Now remember, I don't want to yank too hard and unplug those extensions. Goodness gracious, there's an extension on that one too. Okay. All right, so now the options become, do we try to cram the screws in now? I think we should.
Yes.
We obviously very wisely didn't build the tail section first.
Right.
So there's two potential options. These might be right, okay? Or these might be right. Frankly, I don't know. I don't know. I've given up on knowing.
Why?
Why? I don't
Why would the black ones not be right?
because they're heavier? I'm not sure.
Then why would they give them to you?
Well, it's just to confuse people.
Oh.
Goodness, freaking Lord. That's bigger than 3 millimeters? What do they think we're doing? Building a car? Okay. All right. No soup for you. Sorry. Kavan, what are you thinking? Oh, yep, let go. Watch out. Careful. Careful. Here we go. Stick it in the hole. Stick it in the hole. This is a Phillips. Now I can grab one of my Chinese Phillips number 1.5s. This is a 5mm. So that's equivalent to about a 1.5 Phillips. Is it biting? I think it is. Oh, it seems to go in the hole.
But what is going to hold the tail on? That one black, this one black one.
I'm assuming, where did all the set screws go?
Right here and right here. That's why I put my hand out.
Okay, so there's two set screws here, guys. Yep. I don't know what the set screws do, but we're gonna stick them in the hole. In the hole! Okay. And then this screw will eventually go in the back. Yeah, I'm just gonna go with those. What the heck are those black screws for? Maybe that was a jig to bend the black rod. Well, I mean, seriously, maybe that's what they wanted us to do. And they just didn't show it anywhere on any document or instruction manual. You know, if only we had a German to help us do this, they would correct all the mistakes we've made.
I'm sure they would.
5mm. All right. Nobody's safe on Brian Phillips RC. That does feel pretty solid, despite the giant glaring gaps all the way around every side for fitment.
Show the bottom if you want me to. Sounds terrible.
So what you're saying is you want to show the not terrible spots? You mean like right here? Where there's a millimeter gap? Do I need to like...
No, I know. I'm just showing.
When it's loaded, first of all, I got to say that feels like a good weight for a sailplane. I'm serious. Why do you think...
I wasn't being unserious.
No, I mean, it's like seriously feels like a good weight, okay? I'm gonna put this canopy on so nobody's like really disgusted by all that crap hanging out.
Okay.
Okay, so now, while we're thinking about this, let's look at this, guys. I know some of you are at home shaking your fists at the monitor like that. These screws don't seem to do anything.
Okay.
I don't know why they were in the bag.
I didn't look for those in the pictures of the...
I'm putting them back in. I mean, I could build something with them though, hon.
It does look like they're using a Phillips screwdriver here.
Okay, so maybe what happened is they changed the setup and they quite legitimately had an original design and they switched the designs.
Attach the wing joiner. You have to actually read the instructions, not just look at the pictures. Attach the plastic wing joiner and secure the wing to the fuse with 2 M5 by 20mm nylon bolts.
Okay, those are nylon bolts.
Yep.
We did good. Okay, good job, Brian. Way to go, me. Hey, I'm over here. Look, see?
I thought
the camera crew was reading instructions. That's obviously not necessary.
Right. Sorry, my bad.
Okay, so we got a 1.5mm. Here's what I'm gonna do real quick. I'm just gonna go in here and just, oh, you need a 2. This is a weird size. If you ask me, this is a very large drive for right here. I wanna tighten this more until it's still free to move. Yep, we're good there. So then I'm gonna fold it, and I do love me a good folding prop.
You do.
You know what needed a folding prop? The electro streak.
Yes.
I think it should have had a folding prop. And you wanna know what we heard from the manufacturer directly from the horse's mouth? Well, I mean, not like a horse or anything. It was like
It's
Mr.
not his name.
What's his name? Mr. Ed.
Yeah.
Mr. Ed is a talking horse.
Right.
If you guys are too young to know that, then just get older.
It's okay. Our audience will know. But what did he say? You have to finish your sentence.
Mr. Ed?
Yeah, about the electro streak.
Oh, that.
Yeah.
Yeah. He said they couldn't find a folding prop with the right pitch. There was folding props, but they weren't aggressive enough. And I'm like, well, did you consult the Germans?
Yeah, they probably didn't do that.
The answer was, we didn't ever ask that. That would have been a good ask because the Germans do a lot of sailing ships. Why are you looking at me like I'm making a smart aleck remark?
I'm not looking at you like anyway. That's the way I always look at you.
So like normal.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a V-tail. So it's shaped just like, it's shaped just like this.
Sorry, I'm reading the directions. They're interesting.
So look, stick it in, okay? It's gonna go like this. And into perpetuity, it will hold forever.
Okay.
once you put this thing down. And it's going to be a perfect fit. There will be no problems.
Of course.
And they told us to glue it, I suppose.
I don't know. I didn't read that.
I suppose.
You suppose.
I do suppose. So this is going to probably be a different size, probably 2 millimeter. Because here on Brian Phillips RC, we take the complex and we make it more complex, I might be going the wrong way. No, whoa. What the front door is going on here?
It goes from the top down.
Are you sure that it's this and not the set screw?
It shows a screw.
Yeah, but like, look, it's going to hit.
Attach.
Hey, it's going to hit the carbon fiber spar.
Attach the V tail planes to the tail plane seat. Secure them with the plastic joiner and the M3 hex screw to the fuselage.
Pay attention. I swear that I am hitting that black rod.
Okay.
And if that's true, let's check. There ain't no way that's going in there. Look at that. Show them from over my right. Goodness gracious. Look at this.
Is there...
No, I'm hitting the rod. I'm hitting the rod. Honey, I know when I hit the rod.
Okay.
I'm backing it out right now because there's no way you have to use the set screws. This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen.
Not.
It is completely ridiculous. Look at this. Look at this. See? Okay. You're telling me that you're supposed to get this thing through that thing and you're going to be able to get all the way down into a countersunk hole like that.
Is there supposed to be a hole in
but
the
if I had,
fiber
but if I
rod?
used, well, that's the other thing I had considered. I didn't say it out loud, but look, these set screws would not have anything to hold that in.
No.
Oh, this makes me nervous. Because if I ram that in the hole right here and it crushes that pipe, guess what it's going to do? It's going to break it.
Can you just put it in that hole and see what happens, just to see how far it goes?
Yeah, we could try that. That's the best idea we've had together all day.
I've had lots of good ideas today. You're just not listening to me.
I was just going to say I didn't hear them. Look at this. 2 millimeter drive.
It's just, the screw is way too long.
Yeah, but what else is going to happen is it's going to strip out. Like as soon as it bottoms out, it's going to drill all that material right out the hole. See? You see? Because give that a turn. Give that a turn. Here, turn it. Yeah, don't break it. Jeez, don't break it. Don't break it.
It's turning.
Don't break it.
I'm not breaking it.
Hon, you're going to break it.
I'm not going to break it. I'm not starting to have to break it.
Yeah, you are. If this cracks, I'm going to be so annoyed.
Well, I mean, don't. So what do you want to do?
Because it's gonna rip all the threads out.
So do we want to see if we can like RTL fasteners a shorter bolt?
I don't know. To be honest, this is the sort of stuff that irritates me badly. Because look at this, guys. I'm a strong guy. I know my own strength. I turn screws for a living. Okay. I understand that first of all, this would not be seated all the way down right now. Okay. This would be like way up here still. And I have to be hitting this carbon fiber spar. I have to be. Well, it's not a spar. It's actually a tube.
Can you see in there?
Well, actually you can kinda, because where these exit from the sides, you can see maybe up in there. Here, let me see this.
Yeah.
Sorry guys, I don't know if you'll see while I'm seeing. I'm gonna try my best. Oh man, that's hard to see.
Yeah, because you can see where the...
I can't see. Nope, there ain't a hole, guys. Okay, so I just looked, and where this penetrates through, where you would expect this hole to penetrate through this, there is nothing.
Okay.
So what that tells me is that twofold. We're either gonna have to drill a hole, or we're gonna have to depend on these threads being stronger than the carbon fiber, which I don't know if we can do that.
That seems...
But you know how it is, like carbon fiber will splay all over the place. Like you'll crush the tube, you'll break it out. If the carbon fiber is weaker, I don't think this is supposed to be so long. Okay. So can we just show the people all the plastic coming out?
Yeah, I know.
You see that?
Noticing that. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just going to clean that off so that the threads are cleaned. Okay. So my fear is, as we run this in, I'm going to get, okay, so let's try this. Let's take one of these German ones. Will it fit? Nope, too thick. Hey, can you stay back so that like they can see right there? Mm-hmm. I'm trying to find a tool that will reach down in there. If we have one that'll reach, maybe we'll get super lucky and we can go in there like this. Ooh, look. So now watch this. When I'm pressing really hard, and I can see residue of plastic on my tip, okay? So what I was thinking is maybe the option would be to go in here and just intentionally poke a hole. And I mean, we could use a drill, but it's like, I don't want to lose all my cut threads on the plastic.
Yeah.
And see, guys, I thought initially when we started doing this, I'm like, oh, well, I'll just have to use a set screw. Well, the set screw is not going to hold this into that because there's no head to hold it down. Mm-mm. So it's like, what the heck?
Can you cut that bolt shorter?
Well, yeah, you could do that. That's actually another option. Truthfully, that's probably the easiest option.
More than reaming out that hole potentially.
So how short?
I don't know. Shorter.
Okay. So guys, we're gonna take some strippers and we're gonna cut this. Oh, dang it, these strippers don't have the cutters.
Oh.
A lot of strippers have cutters, but you could actually cut it with this still. If you guys didn't know that your strippers almost always have cutters, these don't have cutters. Okay, so I'm just gonna cut it the lazy way, okay?
Okay.
Watch your eyes. See how that worked?
Okay.
So
It's right here.
show the people how much I cut off. Let's keep that.
Of course.
And you'll notice that that didn't destroy these strippers, okay?
Right.
And I mean, frankly, they're designed to do that, okay?
Ooh, okay.
So on these smaller bolts, now, that's shorter, but I don't know if I shortened it enough. Now, the other thing is I want to take the end and just rub it on the bottom of the cabinet.
What am I doing with this that I'm holding?
Put it here, put it here.
Okay.
Okay, so now that we have tried that, just keep in mind, this isn't gonna thread in as easy, okay? But we're gonna see, we're just gonna put this on there. And we'll know about how deep we need to go with this smaller tool, okay? That's really close. It's gotta be close to what we need. Gotta be close. Let's try it without the wing ends on there because there's no sense in having the wings on there, okay? Now you could also put a bunch of washers in here. But also now that we cut that tip off, I bet it's gonna be sharp. It might penetrate the carbon fiber. You hear that cutting the carbon fiber? See now look. Ooh. It's rubbing maybe? I can hear it. It sounds like a mouse chewing. Okay, good, 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 good. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Wow, did we like get that exactly right?
Is this piece
Look,
tight though?
It's tighter.
Okay.
Not as tight as I want, but look, see, look. That is a ridiculous lucky cut. Okay, let's show the people how much we cut off. That is like really good. Okay, where's the piece we cut off? Let's take a 2.5 millimeter. No, we have calipers. Literally, calipers right here.
Right behind.
Look at this, guys. We have calipers on Brian Phillips RC. By the way, somebody got these for us as a kindness gift, and I have them in the basement, the exact same ones. Open them up. This is how much you're going to cut off at the end of your thingy. Okay, let's just call it 4 millimeters. Okay, it's at a bit of a kicked angle. So here, I'll try to. I just can't. I'm trying to do it where the camera can see, but it's so small and tedious. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay, you guys see? Oh, I dropped it. Let's just call it 4 millimeters.
Yeah.
Okay, 4 millimeters cut off, and you'll be, oh, it was in there. It was in the thing. It was in the jaws. I didn't even know it. So 4 millimeters will get you to where you will bite. Okay, so that's good. All right. Whoever sent me these saved the day.
I saved lots of days.
I feel bad because I have a note. There used to be a note on there.
I know.
I forget.
That was a long time
we said
ago.
it like every time for like 100 videos.
We've had those forever.
Okay, so guys, that took care of that problem. Now we can just back this off carefully. By the way, if you want to help support Brian Phillips RC, there's several different ways. The easiest way, of course, watch videos, smash the like button, click the bell when you subscribe so you get notified of new content. If you want to support us financially, you can send gifts through Super Thanks or being a member on YouTube. We appreciate you members. Or if you want to be a member on Patreon, that's another way you can do it. We also have a PayPal account if you want to send money, but you don't want to be part of those clubs. We understand it's also expensive, just so you guys know. YouTube keeps 30%, Super Thanks and membership. Patreon keeps about 18% if you're stateside. If you're overseas, it's a little bit more because it just depends on where you are country-wise. And then PayPal keeps nothing because we're friends and family, unless you're overseas, and then there's also fees there, but whatever. Just, if you're anything like me, you care about that stuff. We don't want to be presumptuous because really at the end of the day, we're just appreciative to people that come to our channel and help support us, as well as mostly the biggest way to support us. Why are you pointing away from us? The best way to support Brian Phillips RC is, if you want to support us financially, is to buy the planes when they're good, when you like them, when they do the things you want, because at the end of the day, that serves all of our interests, which is to grow I was going to say a fledgling RC economy, but it's not really fledgling. It's just, I think it's been a tough couple of years for the people that are really seriously in RC because the tariffs have really complicated things. We'll see. We'll see how that turns out.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now, do you guys see how like really relatively not strong that's holding?
Yeah.
Is that really the design?
You're supposed to glue it too?
I don't know.
I mean, we're going to have to.
I know, but like, why not just have a thing there and just slide them in?
I mean, the control horn will help hold it on.
Or is it that you can't connect the control horn otherwise? So again, we've found, okay, we build these things all the time, okay? In this pseudo-professional experience, whatever you want to call this.
Yeah.
And we see a lot of like, you know, kind of mistakes, and we see things that are sort of like weird. I don't even think this is a mistake. I just think it's like, is this the way we do it then?
I mean, it doesn't say anything about glue. It just shows the screw. Also, it does say that the steel wing joiner, and it says, note the V shape, ensuring the correct wing dihedral. So I think
ours was not V-shaped.
I think ours should have come bent, and it didn't.
Okay.
That's my guess.
V for victory. Okay, look, I just want to show you one other thing. Look at this. Jeez. That's scary.
What? How much that moves?
That. Do you see it?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not in my head.
No, I just wanted to make sure that I was seeing the same thing that you are wanting to be seen.
Yeah.
You're going to glue the plastic.
Well, I need to figure out if we can actually hook them.
Oh, it just says to connect the plastic quick links to the rudder Vader horns.
Rudder Vader?
Rudder Vader. Yep, that's what it says.
Oh, dang it. Who bent this thing? Was that me?
Oh.
I think I did that.
Did you?
Maybe. I don't remember seeing it bent. Okay, let's just put that over there. So guys, what I was getting at, the point was that the average Joe that's building an ARF model that's really skilled pilot, and if you put me into this like skilled pilot because I've been doing this a long time, I suppose that'd be one way you could do it. I'm not an unskilled RC enthusiast, but there's so many more skilled. So let's just put this in context. I know what I'm doing when I build these models. Sometimes we put on a little bit of a show because this is supposed to be entertainment. But this one's just like a kind of a head scratcher. Head scratcher.
Yeah.
So these are not gonna line up because the servos are not centered, okay? So don't be surprised if they don't. Also, we're gonna need something to hold this so we can twist these and get them started. They have a little bit of fuel tube on there to actually close them, and that's good because we're gonna need that. I think I'm gonna probably pull out the servo tester, hun.
Okay.
The XBC 200 servo tester.
It looks like we're going to be going to the middle hole because I know that's the next thing you're going to ask me.
Your mind is just on what hole you want it.
Nope.
Exactly.
Just done this a few times.
Okay, so this is the XBC 200 smart checker as opposed to the dumb checker, which, you know, I could see how you might think that would really work on this channel. For the host. All right, so we're gonna pull this up. All right, I don't care what direction any is, so I'm gonna click. I'm gonna scroll down to servo test and just hit start. I'm gonna make sure it's in the center. I don't wanna sweep or anything like that, and I probably picked the wrong one at first, but that's fine. The servo tester is down here, you see it? So there's like a plus over here, okay? So plus goes, what? S is over there, signal. Okay, so something just moved. Okay, good. That's an elevator or something. Okay. Then the other one is, this is probably a wing. Okay, so plus goes this way. Yep. Okay, good. Then this must be the other wing. Nope, that's the ESC. So we'll pull that out. One of these.
That's the other
That's
wing.
the other wing. Okay, where the heck is the other rudder? Rudder. Okay, are they at the same position now?
Yes. It's very hard.
Which one's moving?
This one is moving.
Okay, that's the center.
Now it's centered.
Okay, you can tell they're both centered, right?
Yes.
So I'm gonna try hooking up the other one. Okay. Nope, that's a wing. Dang it. Where is the other one? Is it this one?
It was the very first one. No.
Jeez, guys, I'm sorry. They're not labeled.
Nope, that was the
The same
left
one?
wing still.
Okay,
Or the left.
That's the ESC. Do we not have access to that one?
No, you already moved it.
Well, if I already moved it, then I don't care.
I'm pretty sure they're
As
both
long
centered.
as it's in that neutral position, folks, that's all I'm trying to do here, okay?
Yeah.
If it weren't blatantly obvious to anybody who films professionally an RC channel for fun. These are in the outmost position, okay? Remember, we gotta glue these too, so like, I'm not sure what came first, the chicken or the egg.
Okay, but you're gonna make sure you can hook them up first.
Yeah,
And then
we're gonna
we'll
make
glue
sure
them.
we can hook them up first. That's a good point. We gotta make sure we can hook them up, and then we'll have to glue them because, I mean, those things could come out while we're flying.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Is there a hole there?
There is a hole. There's nothing in the hole. No, I can see carbon fiber through the hole.
Okay, all right, whatever. Maybe that was like one of the plans. Okay, so I'm holding this with pliers. Now, does it tell us which hole to go to?
Middle. I already told you.
You did?
Yes.
I didn't know the context you were talking about. Okay, so there we go. All right, so this is gonna open up. See how it's opening up?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we'll put that through, but we're not gonna snap it. And then it's a lot harder to align these because you don't have something to align it with, okay? So you're just gonna have to use your best judgment. If you got it square, you know, that's a really close on this one, okay? Okay, so there's, make sure that this is directly perpendicular. Jeez. This video is,
Hard time with words
this
today.
video is turning out fantastic. Excuse me. All right, so we're gonna pop this out and we're gonna bring this in because it's not right yet. How do I know? Because I can see with my human eyeballs. By the way, I was talking to somebody yesterday about how my balls burned a few times.
Yeah, you have.
Yep, with lasers. Mm-hmm. And I was remembering, I I don't know if I went too far on that. It's kind of looks like I might have gone too far. But if you guys didn't know, I had LASIK a long time ago. So they lasered my balls. Then later I went back in and they lasered them again. Okay, so I'm just looking at this plane here, okay? And I'm seeing, looks like it's slightly up.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you say?
On the right, on this one.
No, it looks like it's slightly up. Ooh, yeah, that's actually strangely obvious looking.
Oh, yes.
Is that weird?
That is
how
weird.
obvious it is?
I was trying to figure
why
out
would it be so obvious?
how we were going to tell.
Okay, so we need to take this one, pull it in.
Yes. It's weird.
So you interrupted my story
about your balls?
About my balls.
Sorry.
Do you want to tell anybody about my balls?
I was there.
Did you watch them lasering
I
my
did.
balls?
You made me.
How did that go for you?
Probably better than.
And it went for me?
Yeah.
I don't know. They said I did a really good job, like 1,000 times.
I don't know.
Do you guys remember the professional promoters? If you've ever had LASIK, the guy that's like, "You're doing a great job, Brian. Just keep looking at the laser dot. Yeah,
Right.
it's that red thing you can't see that came out of focus when we rip your eyeball open.
Yeah, exactly.
Why you watched us?
What are they going to tell you?
You're doing a great job, Brian.
You're doing a bad job?
Good job, Brian. Keep it up. You've only got 30 more seconds of lasers striking your eyeballs, catching them nearly on fire."
Yeah.
That guy did a good job.
I'll keep
He needs a raise.
that for you.
He wasn't there when I went back for the third ball lasers. Can you tell?
That looks. I don't.
It
hold
looks
still.
It looks imperfect. I went too far. I need to come back out half a turn. Listen, some of us are picky in this household.
I'm picky. You're exceptionally picky.
Exceptional. See, she thinks I'm good.
I can laser people's balls.
Are you saying that I should get a new career at lasering balls?
No.
Kavan's proudest moment. Okay. Oh yeah, that looks not quite perfect yet. Look, tell me what's different. Look,
Well, now it's down too much.
tell me which one's down too much.
The right one. Or the left one is up too much.
Okay, so I'm gonna go with this one
one.
needs to come up,
Yes.
which means I need to come out half a turn.
Like what you had it already.
I think we might be in that middle ground.
We might be.
And what that means is you have half a turn to impact change. If half a turn puts you over or half a turn puts you under, then you're SOL, which stands for short out of luck, right?
Yes.
Isn't that what that stands for?
What we tell the kids.
Snort out of luck. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going out. Like I want to make it longer by half.
Yes.
Half a turn. I've always wanted to be half a turn longer. If I had $1 for every time. What?
Try not to.
I fear I've like moved the control arms on the servos. You know what that means?
So they're not centered anymore?
Well, I think so. I think so. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn on the XBC. Oh yeah, smart checker. We're gonna plug them in and we're gonna go through a sweep this time. Hey, look at that. So it's going up, it's going down. It looks like it goes down further than it goes up. Yeah. Okay, so there's all the way up, there's all the way down. There's all the way up, there's all the way down. I feel like, to be honest with you, the neutral setting, it would need to come out because it goes way further down than it goes up.
Okay.
Okay, so listen, it's locked in the neutral position. And if you look at this, come over here and look at this plane. Does that not look like it's gonna force the nose down in that condition? No, here, here. Hold the camera like this. Oh, the stupid level sensor is making it look. You guys see what I'm seeing?
Yeah.
Nah, I don't even know. It's so close, guys. It's so close.
Do you want to do the other one though, just to make sure that we're still centered?
Let's
on
make
both?
sure that they're equally crappy.
Okay.
Equally crappy is
I
fine.
don't think it's super crappy.
Really? Oh, wrong one. Okay. Here's the other one, I think. Okay. It's just a little bit difficult to tell which one's which. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's centered.
That was not centered then.
So up, down. Yeah, the other one needs to come up badly. Don't you think?
Yes.
You know what we could do?
Mark them.
Well, no. I was thinking more along the lines of, you know what we could do?
What? Oh.
We could use another XBC 100 checker.
So you can keep them locked in the centered position.
Yeah, I could use a Y cable too, but where's the fun in that?
Yeah, we already put that away.
Yeah, well, I mean, we could get it out, but I'm not going to do that because I'm too lazy. Okay, so.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Look,
that went
guys.
up a lot when you centered it because I had my finger on it.
So guys, do you see what I'm saying here? We just need to make sure that the tailplanes are not going to cause this to have a roll all the time, or like this is all the way up on one and all the way up on the other. It's going to be terrible. Okay, you're never going to get that totally resolved. Okay.
And it's not like you can trim one side and not the other.
Yes, you can.
Not.
Yes, you can.
Well, mechanically.
You can trim them. Oh, you can trim them electronically, is what I'm saying. So now the bigger challenge is that I just have to flip this over. Now, guys, this part's not hard, so I don't want you to think this is hard like, you know, say redesigning bolt lengths. Because, I mean, to be honest, that's not really hard. It's just sort of like, what the heck are we
Good
doing?
thing somebody had that great idea.
What decisions have we made that led us to this point in our life? So this needs to come out,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Okay. It is a little bit hard to keep the left and the right straight. There's 1/2 of a turn, then one. I'm just going to go one. It seemed like quite a bit, like a lot off. Okay. So then we'll just put the doohickey in through the hole. I don't know. Looks like we need more, but I'm going to go ahead and look at it.
Okay. I think you're going to need more too.
You think I'm going to need more? Like another half?
Probably.
Yeah, let's just go with it. I think we do too. Did you see what just happened, guys? This is how you make a family work.
Oh, we agreed?
Yeah,
Aw.
that was that one time.
Somebody write this down.
Put it on the calendar. You would think anybody who watches this channel, how do they stay married?
I'm sure that's a frequently asked question. I'll put that on the website.
Well, let me tell you something. What would help? Not filming RSC together.
Right.
All right, so let's go ahead and do. Let's go up. Yeah, I think it looks better too. That's up. That's.
Ooh, that looks good.
Holy cow! They're like touching.
Yeah.
Look, they're literally.
Are they?
You're not going to get that. You're not going to get that small, precise adjustment.
No.
Because even if you took the wing off and you took the spline off of the servo and moved it one.
No way.
You're never going to get. You're going to have to go by steps.
Yeah.
Okay. Those steps are probably going to be less precision than unscrewing half a turn. Okay, on a clevis. Okay.
I think they look pretty even now.
Okay, do they look even? Just tell me. Just line them up. It's okay. Don't be modest. Line them up.
You're such a smart aleck.
Looks like it's trying to swim. It's kind of cool. Interesting. Okay. That's like hypnotizing.
That is kind of funny.
We just, yeah. Okay, so we'll click back to the center and back to the center. All right, very good. So, folks, so what have we learned? We've learned something. I don't want to identify these things again. It's been kind of a pain in the neck. So what I am going to do is I'm going to, we got to label them.
Tape them? Yeah.
Do you want me to do it like this? Or should I get those little tape thingies out of the sticky notebook?
We're going to be plugging them in soon, and then it won't matter anymore.
Okay, we'll leave them plugged in right now, and then we're going to move straight into the radio setup. Okay? So here on Brian Phillips RC, we like to mark the center of gravity as well. We're going to mark it now because we have the calipers sitting out.
Okay,
so where are the
56 to 63.
All right, so 56 to 63, folks. This is going to be Pretty easy. So you take your millimeters. What is it?
56 to 63.
Okay, so 56 to 63. Okay, so 56. Wait, I'm gonna be balancing it on the bottom of the wing. Let's just mark the, except I like being able to see it. Nah, let's put it on the bottom because this is gonna hang low. That's where my rod is gonna be.
Okay.
Just put the XBCs wherever.
Anywhere.
Let's see where it lines up. Yeah, that's right in the awkward spot. Okay. So there's 56. I'm gonna make a little detent. Boop. And then 56, and I'm just gonna go, it'd be nice if I could see it. Boop. Okay, I'm gonna darken the hole, hon. Do you mind if I just stick it in there and darken it? Okay. So darken the hole. This is the 56er. Okay. Then we're gonna go to 63. That's not a very big range.
No, it's not.
I mean, it's an 1800 millimeter plane. It seems like they started with like a 1.5 and they're like, let's add more length. Let's add more length.
I always think that.
You do?
No.
Okay. All right, so we'll be able to feel that little bump. Okay. And when we check the center of gravity later, we'll be able to get in there. Now, one other thing is now that we have these where they're centered and they're both energized, it's pretty easy to snap these by just pressing them in. And then we'll slide this little bit out. So we'll snap and then slide this little bit out. Ooh, I just want to point out something. Look at that type. Do you see that type?
What?
That type. Look at it from the side. Look at that.
What?
Look at the shape.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
It's
matters.
got like a point.
Yeah, but let's show the people what I'm talking about. If you guys are not detail oriented, I suppose you're doing this hobby, but let's just look. This is what it looks like. I don't care about these instructions. It looks like that. Okay? That's what it looks like. Not like this. People are probably wondering what I'm drawing, but that's okay. It looks like this. Check mark. No.
Okay, but
Yeah, that matters.
why?
Because it changes off the center of the axis. So every half turn you do, it's gonna oscillate up or down. Okay, people, look at the side of it. I'm exaggerating it in my drawing to be clear, okay? This is exaggerated to make my point, okay?
Shocking.
Okay. Go down here where they can see it.
You can see it on that one easier. That's
yeah,
why I
see
was
it on
showing
this
that
one.
one.
Sorry guys. So this is lopsided up, not even, not neutral, not down. If you flip that 1/2 of a turn, it would then move the absolute position of the control surface down probably a millimeter. It makes a difference, folks. Okay.
Are they the same though?
Yeah, they're both going up.
Okay.
We got lucky. If you're having trouble, check that. The more you know. What? Couldn't we get a clip of that and put it in? No.
No.
I don't understand what this stupid thing is. What is this thing?
It's just a skid plate, isn't it?
It looks to me like it's a discus launch point or something. There's literally one on each wing. It could just be the way that they have terminated their carbon fiber spar, which is weird. Maybe that's where you can put the things that don't stay in there.
Are we putting a receiver in? No. Are we gluing these?
Yeah.
Okay. We should do that.
Yeah, we actually should. I just penetrated the things.
You drew all over the directions I was trying to read.
Listen, you don't need to read those things. They've been pretty helpful. Right? Show the people.
Where you drew all over them?
Okay, so are we gonna slide those out and then slide them right back in, hon?
Probably.
I don't want to take that thing off. But they are
No,
hooked
I
up.
want to take it off.
But we don't have to turn them. We don't have to turn them. We'll just take them off. It's not that big a deal, right?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well,
Just tell me what you really think.
I
'Cause
think you need to glue them.
I'm gonna definitely do whatever you
Yeah,
say.
I'm sure you are not. Trying to think of what you wouldn't do, and then I could say the other thing.
Okay, watch. We're gonna slide this back. We're gonna do the fingernail thing. Guys, we just literally snapped these. I apologize. I should have caught this. I didn't. I repent. Never, ever make that mistake again.
You agree that we need to glue them, right?
Ow. Yeah?
Okay.
Yeah? Like, what? Is it even a question?
No, that's why I'm saying. Like, I thought it was obvious, but I'm wrong
like,
one time.
I don't understand how, like, what were they thinking with, like, oh, yeah, that's good enough. Yeah. Okay, so we'll just put a little bit of this China glue on there. We'll just slather it along this. You'll notice I'm not putting it on the wing.
Right.
Do you know why?
Tell because if you put it on the wing, when you slide it in, it's all going to poop out the edges.
Tell us more about the poop.
Nope, that was it. I said it once. Only because I love you.
The audience or me?
You.
Oh.
Well, maybe them more.
V for victory! Oh, I can barely get it in there. It's so tight. Wow. Do you remember that video that guy made?
I was going to say, that guy that complained about your sophomoric humor will be... I hope he watches this whole video.
Sophomoric?
Yeah.
What? Sophomoric? It's more like freshman. Dang it. I got to do this with all that crap hooked up. Oh, I need to lose like 1,000 pounds. Holy crap. I disconnected it. Son of a biscuit. You guys see what happened?
Yes.
Disconnected. One of my XBCs disconnected. All right, so that's back where it belongs. It snapped. Now this one, was that a recent comment or like a long time ago?
No, it was recent. It was on a beaver video, so I mean, obviously.
About the beaver?
Yeah.
What type of jokes would you make about a beaver?
We've never made jokes about a beaver.
I mean, beavers are just a naturally occurring animal. They're cute little animals.
They are.
Furry. People love to play with them.
Yeah.
Sometimes they get wet. I don't know what could possibly go wrong with a commentary about a beaver. Dang it. When the builds are exciting, this is what you're left with, folks. This is all that's left. Oh, come on. Get out. I think this one might be spent. It's not, though.
I know.
I'm going to squeeze it, and it's going to, like, shoot across the room.
I know. I'm ready.
Let's talk about the beaver. Oh, boy, like I told you. It literally happened. Wow. Okay. Yeah. You have to show me that comment later. That's pretty good. I want to see what the guys got to say. Was it a positive about the sophomoric humor or a negative?
No, I don't think that's usually
it wasn't positive.
It's not usually a positive.
I came, sir, to hear the evidence of truths. Truths that herein lie. The RC. I was informed that you knew what you were talking about.
He's not a pirate.
What? That wasn't a pirate. Scar, is a pirate, sophomore humor. Oh, it's just like the lads on the ship.
Pirates would appreciate that kind of thing.
That's what I was going to say. He's not a pirate. He's supposed to be like some prim and proper.
Oh, well, that was not a very good voice.
European type.
Oh.
Yeah. So here it is. Okay, so we got a little bit more glue. Wasn't enough that just popped out on its own. Okay, where did the lid go? Oh, there it goes.
Right, I took it off your
So guys, I gotta say, this FMS China glue, it's some of the best China glue you can get. It's huge, it's beautiful, it's perfect. Okay? If you want to get some, go to brianphillipsrc.com/supplies, or you can head over to bprc.me. Stick it all the way in, get full penetration. And then we're gonna go right in here. So was that beaver any good though?
It was the FMS 800 millimeter.
Oh wow, it's one of the smallest beavers we've ever done.
Yeah.
It's not the smallest beaver. We did a beaver from XK.
Beaver.
The beaver was this big. Can't remember how big it was.
It was small.
I think it was 400. It might have been 500.
Yeah.
It was decent. It was pretty okay. It's pretty okay. Okay, all right guys. Pretty amazing, there you have it. Simple as that.
It only took us an hour and a half.
I just want to take a minute here and thank Kavan for the amazing instructions. Do you see why we don't read them, people? Read the effing instructions. That's what they say.
Actually, the written ones were better than the pictures.
Oh, they were?
Slightly. But if our wing spar was supposed to be bent and ours wasn't, like that's kind of a problem.
So are you saying it was a manufacturing defect?
Yes.
Like they screwed it up?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, and frankly, I probably should have bent it more. I tend to think that's why we see this gapping here. Because if there was, but I mean, under load, when it's flying, I think it's going to tend to go up and rest into this. Don't you?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. All right, so normally this is the time where we would start the radio setup.
Yes.
Don't be all excited like we're going to stop.
Well, I mean, you only have a half an hour. You can't do radio
filming
setup in a
time?
half
We
an
can
hour.
get this done in a half an hour.
No, you can't.
Camera crew thinks we can't get it done. I'm going to not prove her right. I'm going to prove her extra right.
Yep.
So in order to fit a receiver in this pocket, we're going to have to be very careful because, I mean, we could do an external receiver.
We haven't talked about battery at all.
No, I know. Look
Okay.
how huge this thing is.
That's why I'm
Look
saying.
at that. That's like as big as my finger.
Oh.
So what is this, a 2 to 3S?
2 to 3S.
What if we use this 4S and just said heaven with it? Look at this. This one from the
No,
Hobby
don't
King.
do that.
It's a high volt pack too. It'd probably catch on fire.
I was
like
going to
rocket.
say, we're trying to not blow it up right away.
You don't want to blow it up? Okay. We do have these
This
ones
recommends an 11.1
at
volt,
3S.
1200 to 1600 milliamp.
How in the
What kind of lipo is that?
yeah, what, hold on, say it again?
1200 to 1600.
Well, I mean there are those sizes, hon.
Okay, but
Look, we have weird sizes. Look, we have like 4,000 of these goose guy ones.
Oh,
Goose guy. But they have the
that's the wrong
it's like,
end.
it's the wrong size. Well, and partly because the XT30, of course, would be sort of uniquely different size from what we would normally use.
Should we search for a battery?
Well,
for a
just
minute?
listen. We do have adapters, but our adapters are largely set up for chargers.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, but that's not true. Because look, why could we not just do this? This one's from the Venom, UH-1 Venom. Yeah, that one, right? One of those two.
One of those two.
That's an awesome helicopter, by the way.
It is.
I like this one better because I can come out of auto leveling and do crazy things, like AKA crash. I ran that out of battery once, and it landed in a freaking tree, and I went and picked it up, and it was perfect. I couldn't believe it. It was more of a bush. Okay, look.
You landed another one somewhere else too.
Is
that the right one?
Well, I mean, it's an XT. It's
Yeah.
an XT. XT30 to XT. Why do I keep saying 90? It's an XT60. But yeah, we're not gonna have room for adapters. We're not gonna have room.
Okay.
How the heck would you fit this in there?
Then we're gonna have to search for a battery.
So what you're saying is we're gonna have to search for a battery that is in between that size and some other size that happens to also have an XT60.
That's a 3.
What about this totally unmarked 3S?
But that's
This is like 1,000, I think. Might be 1,100. It'd probably be a good size class. I think this came from, what was this, like one of those, this might have been the ready to fly, not quite P-47 that was shaped like a
the
zero.
MoFly.
The Mo fly. Yeah.
That might have been from that.
Maybe that was it.
But you were trying to get away from adapters.
Yeah, but I don't know how we're gonna do that because how many of these size class 1,300. Ooh, what about
Ooh,
the
what's that one?
What about the Beat LiPo battery?
Oh. This has the right end on it.
It actually does, and this is a 35C, so you know for sure that would work. Okay, well they said this is the size class. I'm telling you, it's unusual to find an XT60 on this size class of battery.
Well,
we do have a few 1300s that have a EC3.
Yeah.
But EC3, it's going to be a cram fest to do it.
Right.
In fact, the one I was using on our, we've got the Hobby King Turnigy 2200s, which is only just a tiny little bit bigger.
That's a 3S.
Yeah. Yeah. Look how much, that's so small.
Thicker, though.
Super small. But the thing is, they're not calling for that. So I'm assuming the weight of this is going to throw us off. So
let's see what you can fit in there.
Well, okay, so let's go with this as our baseline. We don't even know if this is going to work, but let's just see if it'll work, okay, for physical dimensions. Okay, so let's see if we can see it. And we don't even know if it's going to balance. But we got to figure out where we can put the receiver. Do they have like non-receivers, like receivers that Kavan land where they're like invisible?
Yeah.
When they take up no
They're
space?
magic.
Let's just put it outside. Be more cool that way. This strap is going to be incredibly difficult to work with because it's so small.
Is it small or is it all like doubled up on itself?
No,
really
it's
that
not.
Small?
It's incredibly small.
Goodness.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Except badness. That's what I said. Badness, not goodness. Look at that.
That is not gonna fit.
That is tight.
Can you go vertical?
No.
This is hollow.
The answer is no. I don't think you can go vertical, to answer your question. Look. But they did say, I mean, they gave a range for a reason, folks. That's bulging.
It is.
This is...
Why can't it go vertical? Why can't it go vertical?
It's not going to fit. It's not going to gain us anything by going vertical. So camera crew wants to see a vertical. Okay, so let's see. There's vertical. Okay, you do get some more. You get some more distance, but look, it ain't gonna work because it fits perfectly.
Of course it does.
Like I said,
Who runs this channel?
vertical.
Who's in charge?
Yeah, but the problem is, where's the receiver gonna go? You know,
We're gonna have to do a 630 up here, upside down.
just like finger it in there.
Yeah.
There is a flat edge right here. I'm hitting it with my middle finger, so it's like that far in. There's a flat edge.
Yeah.
God, I don't know what else you're gonna do, to be honest. The ESC is gonna be right next to it, which is not ideal. It's not a huge problem, but it's not ideal.
Well,
Obviously, these wires, there's not a lot of wires to land. And if it's a stabilized receiver, you do tend to be a little bit bigger. I mean, you could put that 2200 in there. That Turnigy 2200 would fit. I don't know why there'd be anything wrong with a Smart Pack 1300, but, you know, our 1300 Smart Packs do tend to be a little bit worn out, admittedly, full disclosure.
yeah.
Okay, so I think we're gonna go with the 630. We're gonna pause, grab it, come back.
While Brian was getting the receiver, I saw this part that says, please assemble your model exactly according to these instructions. Do not attempt to modify or change your model in any way, as doing so may adversely change its flying characteristics. So,
like when the
You're
rod
screwed.
comes straight. Okay,
Oh, cut your
we're not
bolts.
going to use this because we would like the boop, 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 beep, beep, beep for once. But we're not, well, does this not have the brum?
no, it's not a T.
It has to be a T.
It has to be a T.
So the extra telemetry features.
Yeah.
And also this would give you the voltage on the pack.
And we don't have room
so if
for
you're
that
doing a lot
either.
of slope soaring, yeah, well, we could make room for that though. I'm just saying, then you got two more antennas you got to deal with, and this is more money. So I think we're gonna go with the 630, which is slightly cheaper than the 631, but the 631 has pins that are top pins. Well, since we're upside down with it, it might actually work better. If we run into a situation where this won't reach, right, then we'll be switching out to a 631 is what we're gonna do, because that's got a top pin, okay? So top pins, of course, would line up. It's got a similar size case, but then you'd be going in like this, and since this is flipping down like that,
Well, it's probably going to flip around so that the cables come out right at the end, right?
what? You're saying put the cables so they face into the battery bay?
Well, yeah, because I don't
Have you ever plugged a battery in?
once or twice.
I don't think that's a good idea.
I don't think you're going to have enough room otherwise, but I guess if it works, that's great.
Okay, so we're gonna open this up right now. So guys, here on Brian Phillips RC, we show the whole process. And we tell the full truth, nothing but the true self. It's God, which sometimes makes it a little bit annoying because the truth hurts.
And you have to listen to us argue about it.
Yeah, that too. Well, I mean, that's not untrue. It's just that one on the floor. So this is a 630 Plus. If you have a 630, it's going to do the same thing. Just update the firmware and you'll have all the features. I could probably stand to listen to my own advice because technically I should be updating the firmware. I haven't, and I'm not going to. Okay, so this, I'm assuming this is our ESC, but I don't know. Nope, that's not. That's an extension cable. This one must be, is that one? Nope, that's the wing. This is one of the ailerons. So should we just go out on a limb and say 2.
Okay.
And then let's just go out on a limb and say this is going to be 1. And you're probably thinking, how do you know that that's right? Well, first of all, you can see where signal, plus, and minus is silk screened on the end there. So S is on the top, signal's on the top, okay? So we've got this, goes out to the ESC. That's gonna be definitely on port 1, so it's not an Avian ESC. If it's an Avian ESC, you plug them into different spots, okay? Don't need thrust reverse. This is gonna be the other aileron. Now that's where it gets a little bit tricky because usually that'd be like one of the top end channels because we're doing flaperons. We'll see if that's correct. I'm untangling as I go. As I go, I'm untangling. Okay.
It'll be 6 though.
I'll just listen to the camera crew for once. She is probably totally correct. Okay,
I think you have them switched though, but I'm not positive.
I don't know which one's elevator and which one's rudder, but I'm just gonna go ahead and pull this out and it's have to flip them if it's incorrect, okay? So our XPCs, of course, this battery is in the way, so I'm glad I've got that right there in the way as we do this. Okay, so this is one of the elevators or the rudder. So we'll just go to like number 3. And this one's the other tail plane, okay, if you will. So
Rudder Vader.
Rudder Vader. That is so made up. I've never heard that in my career.
I just read it out of the book. I didn't make it up.
Enjoying RC. Okay, so sticking that into. So that leaves us channel 5 totally opened. And then of course we've got channels 7 through 20 of unpluggables that are available as well. And you can also do port reassignments for that. We just haven't done it yet, so I'm not exactly sure how to advise doing it. I'm just gonna unplug these real quick and we'll put the XBCs and our respective batteries out of the way. If camera crew can slide those out, that'd be great. We'll keep this close by just in case, okay? A couple safety moments here for a second. We've got a spinning prop here that could start and come alive. When we plug in the battery, we don't assume that's gonna happen. The other thing we have to figure out is we're gonna be working in this close proximity to the prop, so until we have control and can promise and believe that this is not gonna start, we'll be extra careful. I'm not gonna take this off. You can take it off if you want, your call, okay? All right, nanny state out. Now, if I wanted to stuff this in here, I can. I do have enough length to potentially do like leave it this way. It's gonna be challenging to get it in there, but I think I can, yeah. And then we could glue it to the roof, but look how tight that's gonna be. That's gonna suck to get the wires taken care of. So I'm gonna defer to maybe try to go the other way with it if I can get it to reach. That last cable is not plugged in very good, okay? There's a trick, I wanna show you guys this because this will sometimes happen to you. You can actually get these plugged in to where you think you're plugged in, you're actually not plugged in. Check this out. Look at this, watch this. Pull this back out. Look at this. This one, I think it's plugged in, but I might be between pins. No, it's plugged in. Sometimes if you're not careful, you can actually go between the pins of 6 and 5, or 5 and 4, whatever it is. And in this case, I am plugged in. It was just kind of weak because there's nothing plugging this middle plug, okay? Now we're gonna be pressing this push button to actually go into bind mode, so we don't need to super worry about that. But I could also get this ESC and I could put a little bit of glue on there, hold that up on the side so that it's out of the way. That would buy us a little bit of real estate. The other thing we could do is we could take that, pull it forward just a wee bit, and I could see if it would stick it down. No, it's too wide. So maybe we put that up here, and then instead we put the receiver down here. I don't know. Let's see if we can do that. There's no real super obvious answer here, folks. Yeah, I don't know if that's better. That does seem pretty good, but you guys see what I did there? See, that's kind of turned on its side. Okay. Remember, this is a spatially aware setup, but if we have access to the plugs, it can make it a lot easier to work on.
Yeah.
And I think that we might be better off to do that on this application, because then if we have to swap plugs, we can swap them. Then we could glue this while our battery is charging. I don't know. I'm just not sure which one's better, hun. Let's try with the wires going back now. Remember, if these wires go back and they get into these moving parts from the tailplane, that's gonna be a rather big problem. So I think on this plane, we're gonna have to wait until we have our port assignments before we can actually glue the thing in.
I think
we just have to do port assignments first because we gotta make sure we've got them plugged into the right spot. So NX8 Plus is what we're going to be using on this. Of course, this NX8 Plus has been great. We've been working with it for just a few planes. And we're going to need glue here in a minute to glue in the receiver. So we'll have that ready. We've used a lot of China glue today. Okay.
Yep.
So we're going to go back, cancel, and go down to add new model. Okay. So add new model. It's going to be an acro. We're going to create. Model select is where we just came from. Model type is already set. Model name, this is where we type in the name. And this is the Falke 1800 or the Falke. And we'll type this in and come right back. Okay, so it says Kavan, Falke or Falke 1800. Okay. Aircraft type. The wing type is going to be either dual aileron or flaperon. In our case, we're going to do flaperon. By the way, you get all the functions of dual ailerons with the flaperon configuration. But it's not going to matter. And then VTAL. VTAL A or VTAL B. I honestly think this one's where they're at the back, and this one, I think that's where they're on the bottom, and that's where they're controlled from the top. So we're on the bottom, okay. So that's A. You can kind of tell because it's sticking on to the bottom there, okay? And there's other tail types as well, okay? Just so you know, if you weren't aware, there's lots of them. So that's the way we want. Next, select image, standard image file. We'll scroll over. I think we've got like a sailplane in here, don't we? Mm-hmm. Ooh, they actually have one with a VTAL, I think, that we like hardly ever get to use. Yeah, look at that. Fancy. Oh, do they have one that's powered? Ah, dang it. Yes, they do. Sweet. Okay. All right, so flight mode set up. We're going to set up switch D to do this. Now, you might be thinking, why don't you just leave it on switch A or something? Well, because I don't like doing that because I get confused about gear. Sometimes I flip that even though I don't have gear. Okay. Then we'll do spoken. So this is where we're going to type in what it's saying on the screen, and then it's going to speak corresponding to it each time. And the top setting is going to be AS3X or Artificial Stabilization 3-axis. And AS3X, it's actually AS3X Plus, just to be clear. Is that going to make a big difference on a plane like this? The plus, I don't know. But we'll scroll down and come back. All right, just past safe. Here's AS3X mode. Okay, and then this one's going to be off. So we'll set off so that we can find thermals and things like this. So in this type of plane, having an off setting is critical if you're going to thermal. Okay, it's going to help you to find thermals by turning off stabilization that might otherwise mask the response that you would have from hitting a thermal. Okay, so we'll turn that. So it says off. Remember, this is not an actual setting. It's just what we're labeling the switch position, okay? All right, so now we're gonna make this one say safe, sensor assisted flight envelope, which is auto leveling, and also with the addition of stabilization in our case, but you do have a choice on how you set that up when it's a plug and fly configuration like what we're doing on this model. Okay, going past the waypoint, there's safe. Okay. Okay, good. So she says it out loud. Now, normally when you're in regular flight mode, you'll see that up here and she'll say it each time you change. Channel sign. I don't really care about gear being assigned to A because we're not using that. I definitely don't want that to be channel 7. I do want to leave that on channel 8. We'll use that for a master gain. And what do we want to use gear for? Oh, left aileron. Look, so we did pick it right. So right aileron is on 2 and left aileron is on 6. Good job, camera crew. Now, I don't know which one's left and which one's right. We might have got those mixed up and we're not using gear, so it doesn't matter.
I think our ailerons are switched too.
What?
I think our ailerons are switched.
So we can also switch these in this menu as well, just so you know, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set aux 7 because it's unpluggable to flight mode, okay? So I'm gonna aux 7, I'm gonna scroll to flight mode, or we can go to switch D by exercising the switch. So if it was anywhere, you just switch D, see? Or highlight it and go all the way to the left and then back one. So flight mode is gonna be controlled on channel 7 on this build. So while we walk out, first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to, where's throttle cut? Where is it? Oh, there it is. Sorry. We're going to turn that on switch H, acknowledge, and then we're going to look down here. You can see Throttle is live. Throttle cuts on. Now it stops working. As you can see, it's at minus 100 down there, regardless of the condition of the throttle position. Clear the timer. Let's go to dual rates in Expo. So on ailerons, I want to control them all on switch F. We'll do 5% for the lowest setting of Expo, which is the most sensitive. Then we'll do 10, and then we'll do 20, which is the least sensitive, and we'll drop the rates down a little bit, which will also further dampen the controls. So if it's too hard to fly, we've got a doubling effect, and if it's too hard to fly because it's not sensitive enough, we have a halving effect, okay? We're gonna do that for all 3 control axes. You're like, why do you time to the same channel, Brian? Because if you have 1 switch, it's easier to remember. If you have 3 switches and you're just learning to fly, you're gonna be overwhelmed. You won't even have enough, probably, aptitude to catch that. The other thing is, I find myself pretty much always flying with the center, okay? On all models, okay? So switch F, we'll go to 5. This is highly subjective. If you disagree with me, do what you like. If you've got enough aptitude to set this without my assistance, then you can just skip this part. No big deal. You won't hurt my feelings. We can still be friends. Okay, so all 3 of them are set up. Okay. Then differential is something you can do when you have dual ailerons, meaning an aileron channel for both ailerons. And V-tail differential, I do not know what that does, but it's going to have to do with mechanical linkages and if you have problems with the way they move. So like if one moves too much or one moves less, you can make adjustments here. Throttle cut we already set up, and then let's set up flap system is going to be on switch B, but we don't know how we're going to set these up yet. So I'm going to set like something and something minus, okay? And I'm just going to be in the middle to start. That way it doesn't drive the servo in the wrong direction, okay? As far as speed goes, I want to set it to a 2-second deployment speed. And I don't know if we're going to need correction, but since these are sort of like a mid-board, it's not outboard, it's not inboard, it's sort of in the middle, this is going to need a down. Yeah, technically it's going to need up. So we'll do something like this, okay? But just keep in mind, we got to verify the direction anyway. But we're not worried about overdriving the servos in this condition on the elevator or elevators, okay? So let's go ahead and clear that. So we start from neutral, okay? All right, here we go. So throttle cuts on, throttle sticks down. Flaps are neutral in this case because of the flaperons. We'll adjust the master gain to work with that, channel 8 later, but now we have to bind, and then we're gonna make adjustments to the wiring, okay? So the camera crew and I are gonna figure a way to keep these wings level because it's already kind of level on the table, or in our case, the counter. So we'll just put a pillow under each side, and that's gonna allow us to hold this in the correct position, okay? And then we're gonna plug this in. Keeping in mind, throttle cuts on, throttle sticks down, double checked, triple checked. Plugging this in for the first time, it shouldn't start, but if it does, it's not gonna hurt me. Pressing the button, don't worry about the spatial awareness just quite yet. Click, scroll down to bind. Binding, bind, binding, bind. Flashing light. Okay. So we'll wait for this to initiate. Auto configuring the telemetry, and it's gonna come up, and hopefully we will have full control over the motor. If you're concerned about the motor starting, which I'm really not, you can hang it over the edge of your table. Okay, so first things first, we're gonna make sure that throttle cut is working. So far it is not starting, so I'm gonna get myself in a safe position, and I'm gonna hold this up so I don't damage the prop. Throttle cut is now off. It's not started, good. A little bit of forward throttle, definitely working. Throttle cuts on, throttle stick is down, throttle cuts off, good. So we have a good throttle range, good power control, throttle cuts on, throttle stick is down. We can now trust the system, which is important. If you can't trust the system, it's hard to work on it. If you do have distrust for a system, take the prop off, okay? We prove our trust in the models at the very beginning of the process, okay? Now, we can check elevator up, elevator down, okay? Good, but it looks like they're not even, okay? So you can see the one side is down and the one side is up. I'm not sure how to explain that because we went through a lot of due diligence to avoid that, and yet it looks like the one on the camera crew's side, her right side, is too far up compared to the other one.
Yeah.
So then I'm going to go ahead and flip around this plane but we have to make sure we know what direction things are going. We're not obviously setting up forward programming just quite yet, because forward programming will happen after we have all this crap set. Once this crap is set, we should be able to very quickly and easily get forward programming done. Forward programming is where we set up AS3X and safe, but we've already made some audio events and some display indications to the pilot so that you know what mode you're in, okay? That doesn't actually change the setting. The setting is changed by going through forward programming. We'll show you that entire process. Okay, so first things first, elevator up, it is going up. Elevator down, it is going down, but we see that this one is either too high or this one is too low, but they're not where they need to be. Now let's roll the aircraft to the left. That is correct. Let's roll to the right. That is correct. Take off flaps, go the wrong way. Okay, so click into flaps. Flap system. This needs to be negative, so we'll clear this down. You'll notice one thing, they're going up. We want that neutral because these are flaperons, okay? Then if we're gonna do a takeoff flap, this would be going down, or you might want it to go up. I don't know, it just depends on your configuration and your taste. Let's go to 50, okay? Looks like this one's down too far, doesn't it?
Slightly, yeah.
Yeah, it's not neutral, okay? So we'll have to center that too. Okay, so let's go now to this one. Now, if you go all the way down on a flaperon, they're not gonna move any further down. So my suggestion is I'd go like maybe 75%. And then I would suggest going a little bit less for like a hand launch assist. Is it like a hand launch assist like that? Just a little bit more, probably more like 35. Okay, 35. Now let's look at the tailplane. Let's see what direction it's gonna go. We're gonna exaggerate the movement. See how that's going? Okay, so normal flight mode, normal. That's going down, that's gonna point our plane down. So positive is wrong, we want negative. So click, we wanna scroll in negative. So let's just do -5 and then -10, okay? So this starts to go up, it should go up and then go up a little bit further. Goes back to neutral. Now, why? Because if you have an outboard aileron, it goes down like this in a flaperon configuration, then you're gonna tend to need to climb to counter a nose down effect. If you have outboard ailerons, it pushes the nose down when you deploy flaperons. You're gonna want up elevator to correct for that so you keep flying straight. If you have an inboard flap, flaps go down, you're gonna balloon. Your nose is gonna go up automatically. You put a little bit of negative or down on the elevator and it's gonna keep you level, okay? If you're all the way outboard, the more extreme. There is sort of like probably a sweet spot somewhere in the middle where you don't need any neutral. This might be neutral. I don't know that for a fact. That's why I'm doing -5 and -10. If we have to adjust it, we'll have to adjust it. But at this point, it's a little easier to adjust than when we had the XBCs on there. So we are gonna have to adjust the tails and we have to adjust this one aileron. So this aileron needs to go to neutral. So let's do that right now. And you're like, how do you do that, Brian? Well, good question. You flip over the plane, you figure out what they used. And it looks like we're gonna need a hex drive, probably a 1.5 or a 2. Camera crew. You see what's going on? Yep, this is a 1.5. So look, when we loosen this, it's gonna let go of the bite on there, and then I'm gonna just take and move this until, yep, there we go. So that's pretty darn even. Torque it down, that gets us set. Okay, pretty easy. Very quick, now look, both sides. Looks perfect?
Yep.
Very easy adjustment. Good job, Kevin. You got that part right. Oops. Okay, so now let's look at the tailplane. Obviously, they both go up, they both go down, they both have movement, okay? Now, is it enough movement? That's yet to be determined. My guess is it's probably a little bit on the weak side in terms of elevator deployment. I'd like to see a little bit more, but if it's perfectly balanced, it'll work. This one needs to come up, or that one needs to go down. I think this one needs to come up, okay? I could be wrong, but it is a value judgment. So ultimately, this needs to come out half a turn. That's what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
Be careful you don't hit your throttle cut. Okay, which one is going?
The far side one now.
Thank you for keeping me honest on that. Okay, so pull this down. Should have just used the Y cable. Okay, I'm gonna move my transmitter so I don't knock it off. Okay, so this is out. Gotta go the other way toward me. Pull it out. I need to go out.
Yes.
Dang it. Oh, I need my strippers. Don't get jealous.
I'm not.
Okay. Now, there's half. Half turn.
Okay.
Okay.
That's what you said. Hopefully that's
Half turn. Well, I mean, just it's my gas.
right.
Okay, snap it back on, push it back out. Let's see how it looks. Okay, guys. That looks more even. That looks even enough. Look, even? Even?
Yep.
Okay, out of the menu for takeoff flaps, landing flaps, elevator up, elevator down. Okay, looks pretty good. So now let's check rudder. This is where we can see, camera crew, back around.
Yep.
Out of the flaps, 2-second deployment speed seems about right. Let's check rudder. Rudder is gonna move these. Yep, that's correct, and that's correct. How do I know? Because if we're going along and we move this, that's gonna go up, that's gonna go up, and this is gonna go over. So it's gonna yaw the tail, and this is gonna yaw the tail the other way. Okay, I hope. I can hear them whacking inside of there. It's crazy. I don't know if I exercise these enough, by the way. I feel like maybe we should exercise them even more. Okay, all right, so the good news is everything is working in the right directions. I don't really care what the right and the left is, but we will during forward programming, okay? So this is a tricky thing because I've not done a V-tail before, especially now with the AS3X Plus. I have a hard time believing that those are both in the wrong position and every stick movement is correct, okay? I just don't think that's possible. I think we have them right. Okay. So if you had to flip them, it's not as easy as it would be. Normally, you would have to just flip one servo, but this is a combination servo because it's a V-tail.
Right.
I kind of wish they were wrong so I could show that, but since it's not wrong, I'm not going to show it.
Okay.
It's not wrong, okay? All right, so now we got to figure out how we're going to mount this. Now that we know that it's going in the right direction, we can mount the receiver. You have to mount the receiver before you go through forward programming. So I'm just going to move this stuff out of the way for a moment. And we are going to have to get in here, so let's go ahead and do this. All right, guys, look at this. I'm going to unplug the power. I'm going to go ahead and get this battery out of here for this part because we don't need to have the battery in the way for this, but we do need to be mindful of where the battery is going to need to be. All right, so a couple of choices on where we can mount this. We can either stuff it in there and hope for the best, or we can do a couple of twists like this, control the cable, which is what I would probably suggest if you can handle it. We've already bound, we don't even need to get the bind button, but we're gonna eventually need to bind it. Something goes sideways on us, you know. So I would say let's do something like this. I think that's the safest bet.
Okay.
Because we can go way back there still. Then if we really needed to get in there, we can get in there to hit the bind button, but we don't have to do anything too aggressive if we have to swap a cable. We're not totally married to where it is. Okay, so big slather, and that's just a little bit more. Okay, so you see kind of what I did there with the China glue, give them a shot. We used to use double-sided tape, nothing wrong with that. You could use Velcro, nothing wrong with that, but I will tell you this, there's a lot of play and slop on that stuff. If you use China glue is just so dang easy to work with and so many different configurations, and the stuff is dirt cheap, so I just don't really see a lot of I don't see a lot of downside to using China glue for this type of application, okay? Now, the one thing you might not like about this is that when you go to take it out, it's sometimes a little bit challenging to get out, but I've always been able to get them out. I've never had a problem. I've never had a problem ever getting a receiver out of anything except for out of a bind and fly from Horizon that's like glued in with that white stuff.
That white glue.
Yeah, so we're gonna let this set up for just a minute. And once that sets up, it's gonna be tacky as all get out, like Brian, your host. Okay, so we're just gonna slather a little bit of this because it's already in the way, might as well use it up. Okay, and we're gonna let that set for just a minute. Now, if you really wanna speed up the process, like you're in a hurry, you're at the flight field, you wanna get this thing in the air, you're obviously not watching this video, but what you could do is you can slide this in here, okay? Find the hole in the position where you want it to be, put it where it's gonna go, rub it back and forth, and then pull it away from the wall. It's already stuck.
Yeah,
I don't even think I could get it if I wanted. I can still get in there and press the bind button. We're de-energized, so it's okay to do that. But now we should be able to just tuck this ESC right back here as well. Get all that wiring and crap back there. It's maybe not perfect. It's maybe not ideal, but get this, guys. It doesn't have to be perfect to fly. But the more perfect it is, the less likely you're going to have a bunch of problems, okay? But I'm just going to be honest with you. There are a lot of people that think, hey, this all has to work perfectly. I mean, sure, you have to have all the steps done, but you don't have to necessarily have it mounted here or necessarily have it mounted there for it to actually work, okay? So you see what I did there? I just slathered a little bit more on there. I'm kind of finding the high points. And all I'm doing is just giving it something to hang on to, okay? And then you could just sit there and let that dry for a minute if you want, okay? Or if you're impatient like me, you can tack it like this. And that's gonna make it like tacky almost instantly, okay? And the beauty of China glue is you can roll that crap off of your fingers, or you can stick it back to the product. So that's aerated, okay? So now I'm gonna stick this in there and just find a home for it and stick it in there and be done with it. And I'm not gonna think about it a whole lot. Why? Because I don't care, and it's not gonna be an issue. And if I need to get that out, I can still get that out. Would it be better if it wasn't like all jank up there, or if it was like on the side maybe? I don't know, possibly. But I like this side mount better for the receiver because the receiver is spatially where the ESC could care less where it is, okay? We also should have no problem getting this in. In fact, you could fit a 2200 in here if you really wanted to. I just don't know that it'll hold that much weight. Okay, so sticking this back in the vertical axis. Okay, you'll see we got a pretty good time of reaching that in there. It wasn't hard at all. Usually not words I'd like to hear, but it's okay. Oh, son of a biscuit lever. That thing is so short.
It is.
That's ridiculous. But whatever, it holds it, so who cares? We didn't even put any shelf liner in there.
No, we didn't.
Okay, guys, we're gonna plug this back in again. If we had a voltage alarm, it would tuck down in here, which we probably will on our maiden flight. So plugging it in. I didn't even go out of my way to validate the throttle cut was on. That was probably not a wise point. Okay, so now it's gonna attempt to boot. I'm just gonna pull this over here. I don't think we're having any problems with that. Put that on, snap it down. It might be trying to find its home position and it can't. Oh, there it goes. So it was able to establish a steady point of reference. Okay, everything's working. All right, so let's spin this thing around. Ugh, it's 1800 millimeters of pure delight, guys.
I'm like 5 minutes before programming.
Well, forward programming is gonna happen right now. So guys, on Brian Phillips RC, we skip no beats. We show all the steps, but sometimes our battery runs out, and that really is annoying for both the camera crew and I, okay? But you need to have your plane in a particular orientation to start the process, not to start it, but to set it, okay? I want it to be like this, but I do want that tail up just a little bit, so I'm just grabbing items that have to be close, happen to be close, and that's pretty good for flight angle. Okay, so first things first, click, scroll down to forward programming. We have all the surfaces going the right direction. Gyro settings, first time setup. Do all that crap, do all that crap. Set it level. Set it on its nose and continue, okay? This is not where it picks up its spatial awareness. This is where you set the spatial awareness. This is not where it sets the adjustment for the correction in disparity of mounting positions. That looks correct to me. That's kind of the view of where it is. Continue, gain channel. Okay, that's on aux 8. You can't just exercise, but yes, you can, evidently. That's like the first time that's ever worked. Now we're gonna apply, it's gonna reboot. Listen, once, not twice. Return to forward for one dance. Okay, return. Other settings, excuse me, gyro settings. AS3X settings. See the gains. Flight mode 1, not changing. Why? Because we have to set the flight mode. AS3X settings. I'm sorry guys, we'll go back. First time safe setup. Flight mode channel. Now we know this one is pretty easy. We can highlight and go to switch D. It's not going to change. So there's two ways. You could go aux 7 like this, and it says the input's flight mode. Cool. Or you could go to switch D. Continue. We're going to set. See how it changes? That means you've got it set, which is good. All right, so level, model, and capture attitude. This is where it makes up for any roll disparity or pitch and based on where it's mounted, okay? I usually do that a couple of times. And this is where you want to walk back over there and check your model and make sure this is the way it's going to fly when safe is on. If you're going uphill, it's going to fly and gain altitude. If you're going downhill, it's going to go downhill. Okay, it's going to point the direction that it's mounted down. And if your mount is loose and it slips or it goes like this, it'll change. You need to fix that if that happens. Okay. All right, so continuing on to next. It's going to populate this. Safe mode is self-level and angle demand. Okay, so now on this, there's nothing. And on this, there's nothing. But on this, I want to open up my range to the max because I want limited bank angles as little as possible. I actually don't like limited bank angles. I want safe to just right the craft no matter what terrible position I got myself in. Apply. Watch this. 2 dances now. Return to forward program. There's 1 dance. There's 2 dances. Cool. Okay. All right. So now we can go to gyro settings. System setup. Utilities. Gyro response test. Okay, watch this. Now you can see if everything's working the right way. So when I move this up, it should go up. It goes up. When I go down, it should go down. When I go left, it should go left. When I go right, it should go right. It's resisting. This should go up to resist when I roll up. Yep. It should go down when I go down. Same thing here. This should go down when I go down. Yes, it does. Okay, so all the control channels are going to resist the environmental impact, aka me moving it physically in time and space, not the sticks. Okay, so now we can walk out of this menu. The other way to do that is you can go into AS3X settings and you can go to this and change that up to a higher rate. Okay, now, all right, so gyro settings, this is the other way you can do it. AS3X settings, and you can change the gains here. I'm gonna go to 4X. Now, remember, AS3X doesn't initiate until you give throttle. Throttle cut's on, but throttle cut is automatic on forward programming modes, okay? So make sure everything's working. Nothing, right? So with throttle cut on, move the throttle stick, nothing. Throttle cut off, there it goes. So it's still got the throttle, but it's locked out the throttle. But now you can hear it working, okay? So I can look just like I did in that other mode. It's working. Okay, now I'm looking at the aileron. It's working. I'm looking at the other aileron. It's working. And here's the thing about this. I can move this now. Watch this. I'm moving it. Master gain all the way up. Halfway. All the way down. It's silent. All the way up. Off. We never set the off setting. Okay? Let's talk about that next. Okay? So, because we never set an off setting, that's great. So let's go to AS3X settings. Ooh, let's see. Yep, adjustable. See how it says it's still on, okay? So I gotta go to F mode setup. Flight mode channel, that's already set, has to populate. Now you can make your changes. So in this mode, I want AS3X active. I want AS3X off, and I want it active. But you can turn it off. You could have just auto leveling, which is weird. Okay, see how that works? Very good. So now we can go back to gyro settings. We can go to AS3X settings, and we're at 4X. So let's continue testing. Knob is all the way up. Okay, I'm in AS3X only. Watching the ailerons this time. Just kind of wiggling it at the same frequency. Off. On. Safe. Off. Okay? So now in safe, How do we distinguish between safe and AS3X? Check it by going upside down. Upside down. Look at those ailerons, trying to find level. Quickest route to level. Now look at the elevators. Trying to find the quickest route to level. Now we're at level. Now they're trying to find level that way. Okay? So it's a little bit harder to tell on a V-tail or a V-tail plane or whatever you want to call that, but it's definitely something manageable. Now, one thing I noticed, our battery died, and so we switched cameras. One thing I noticed is that I felt like this was maybe not totally perfectly level on the wings. So I want to just adjust this. I'm going to show you this. If you ever want to do this, I'm going to turn my gain from 4x down to like 1x. And I'm going to turn my master gain to about 50%. And then I'm going to go back to save settings. Fixed adjustable capture gyro gains. Where is that setting? It's on system setup, isn't it? Orientation. No, we already did that. Utilities? No?
Where is it?
Where is it?
I know it takes us forever to find it.
So we always forget where it is because they moved it.
Is it under the safe panic mode? No, that's just panic.
Well, hand launch assist is the other thing too. We could turn that on. We could turn it on in flight mode 3. The threshold of G's would be 1.5, threshold of 70% throttle. Duration 2 seconds, we could go 3. Pitch offset 15. So what happens is when it measures a threshold of G's of 1.5 G's or more with throttle of 70% or more, for 3 seconds on hand launch in safe, it will automatically climb for you for 3 seconds, which are pretty cool. You could leave that off too. I don't think it's there. Nope, that's not it. Safe panic mode setup, hand launch assist, utilities. No, it's not in any of those. So it's got to be under system setup. We already came from there. AS3X settings. Heading. No.
It's got to be under safe settings.
Yeah, it's got to be. Angle limits, fixed adjustable gain, capsule gyro gains.
Isn't there capture gyro gains and you can change the...
No. Where the heck is it? Because I just want to level it again. We'll find it. Come right back. Okay, while navigating the menus, I found another thing. F mode setup. Watch this. Go to next. Hand launch assist. Active.
Oh.
I didn't see that before. On this, it's inactive. On this, it's inactive. But now it's active there. Okay? So only in safe. So that's totally interesting. So gyro settings. Okay, we'll find it. Come right back now. Okay, this is so embarrassing. It says orientation right here in system setup. Set the model level and continue, okay? Oh wait, this is not what we want. This is just orienting the actual receiver. Okay, so that's not what we want either. So, gosh, where the heck is that? All right, so this is ridiculous. They've hidden it in this menu here under safe panic mode setup, attitude trim. Are you kidding me? Why is it in attitude trim in safe panic mode setup? I guess it's because this is where you technically set the attitude for safe. Okay, so you get your model perfectly level, you look at it, you re-look at it, you say, is that the direction I want it to fly? This is where I want it to fly. So then you go level, model, and capture attitude. And you can see it's a little bit more, okay? Now, if in doubt, I've done it twice. It's already saved, it's already fit to memory. So I can take this and I can pop the lid open and I can reach my finger in here and make sure that we haven't slipped off the wall, okay? Now we're not worried about the ESC, but we are worried about the actual receiver, okay? Because sometimes the receiver will actually stick or not stick. So it's stuck in there. I don't feel an ounce of movement, which is great. That's what we want to confirm. And then we're gonna go back in here and we're just gonna double check again. Now, why do we do this? Because the more that we do for prep work, the less that we're gonna have to do to fix what we didn't do for prep work, AKA crashing. Okay, we wanna give you guys the best crack at success. Okay, look, we're gonna go and just do it again. It was 5 before, now it's 3 and 1. So obviously we changed where it is. You guys see? See how easy it is to do that? So now go back and just double check things. You gotta get a little bit of ways from the plane. It looks close enough to me, but then I'm just still toying with the concept of, is it leaning to the right? Is it leaning to the left? It looks like it's pretty darn good. So again, it's going to show up when you put on safe and you've got it wrong, because it's gonna wanna veer to the left, it's gonna wanna veer to the right, it's gonna wanna veer up, it's gonna wanna veer down. But it's still gonna generally and basically pull itself back to a level configuration. Level being this, okay? All right, so now we're gonna walk out of the menu, hit back, hit back. Remember guys, I was on safe panic mode setup. Now, if you guys are a brand new pilot and you want to set up panic, you can use the channel to do this. I don't recommend using panic, but you can set it up. The panic channel consumes a channel, but it doesn't have to be a pluggable channel, which is kind of nice, okay? So let's just say we were going to set up panic. You could go to whatever you want, all the way up to the top. I am not going to set it up because I don't like panic. Here's why. Panic is just the same as get used to going to safe. When you're in safe, you're good. When you're out of safe, you have to fly it yourself. You'll get there eventually. I know it seems daunting when you're brand new, but safe is a huge crutch that a lot of people use for way too long, and I love the feature. It is an awesome feature for people that need help. There's also things you can do with safe when you know how to fly, like setting up loiter modes where you'll just have it intentionally go in a circle so that you can like take your immediate focus off of that, have a spotter keep an eye on it, especially with thermaling, like when you're up there forever, okay? This model also has probably a timer. Let's set a timer quick. So we'll click in here, we'll go down to timer. This is not a huge battery, so let's set it to 8. Anything over 20%, 25%, we want it to start the timer. Clear is gonna clear it. At 1 minute, I want a voice call out. At 20 seconds, I want nothing. At 10 seconds, I want a voice countdown. At expiration, I want tone and vibrate with a tone every minute thereafter. And we're golden. Okay, so throttle cuts on, double checking, elevator up, elevator down, roll left, roll right, takeoff flaps, now landing flaps. The elevator correction seems to be going in the right direction. It's very subtle, but it's there, okay? So elevator up, elevator down. I'm still not convinced that we have enough elevator throw. We're gonna find out. Let's check CG, and that should be the last thing we need to do on this model with the 1500 milliamp hour 3S from a no-name battery manufacturer. We're gonna find our points right here, okay? You guys see? Mm-hmm. I'm gonna balance this on my middle finger at the near point, so it's toward the front. And it's slightly tail heavy, and on the back, it's slightly nose heavy, a little bit more nose heavy. So I would say 60% between those 2 points, it's perfectly balanced, so you're in the ballpark. It doesn't have to be perfect to fly, but the more perfect it is, the better chance you're gonna have at finding success on your maiden flight, okay? Now their suggestion for battery range was 3S,
1200 to 1600.
Okay, so I'm gonna just mark this here, and I'm gonna draw an arrow to indicate the direction of the wire. And this is a 1500 milliamp hour 3S, okay? So why do I mark the planes? Because I can't remember all the batteries. I remember some of the batteries, and some of the batteries are pretty obvious, some aren't so obvious. So if in doubt, mark the battery. It'll save you that little bit of time. Now, if you don't want to mark the plane, you want to check the battery, check the center of gravity, then mark the battery. You can avoid marking the plane. But I personally don't really mind the center of gravity marks, especially on a plane that we're testing, because we're always testing these planes. When you see me fly a plane, it's likely the first or second time I've flown it in my life, and it might be the last time I fly it in my life. It just depends on the application. But I can tell you this seems like a pretty good sized plane. The build was weird. The dihedral was a pain. 1800 millimeters is a good sized plane. That does seem like an 1800 millimeter wingspan, but it's a small 1800, okay? This is 1800. What else is 1800 back here, hun? The China Hobby Lines. Super Tucano is 1600, right?
Yeah.
But you can see just how much bigger that plane is.
Yep.
That airliner is
Yeah, I don't ever know on that one.
Shoot, I forget. Yeah, is that 1500? Sorry, I don't know.
Well, the EC 1500.
This isn't an
it's
EC
not
1500. This is a
The Beechcraft is a 1.5.
1.5. Okay, so that seems about right. Like 300 millimeters more. And then the, you know, what's really close is the Catalina, 1700 millimeters. But guys, I guess what I'm trying to point out here is look how much smaller in general this plane is, because sailplanes tend to be smaller, okay?
Yep.
And I mean, just to give you an idea, this Micro Draco, look at the body size compared to this.
Right.
The Micro Draco is almost as big. You just got this carbon fiber spar that comes out and the tail. I'm nervous that's gonna play a negative role in the flight performance because there is a lot of play on this tail. And this is not as stiff as I figured it would be, okay? So this happens to be 1700 millimeters, the FMS F7F, okay? So to give you an idea, size matters in airplanes, and this plane it's got a big wingspan, but it's not a huge plane. So how does that help or hurt? Well, if you're driving a small car and you wanna take this apart, the way we built ours, you're gonna have to undo 2 nylon screws. You're gonna have to take the wing off and you're gonna have to unfish that one cable. It's gonna be a pain, okay?
Yeah.
So you may wanna use a longer set of cables, but then how do you keep those out of your elevators? I don't know. I think this type of plane is gonna be not really conducive to taking apart on a routine. Now, also, the prop is not very big, but there's a lot of thrust on this. Sounds like Mr. Roboto. Oh, is there braking? Watch this. Braking. Oh, braking. It's very strong braking too. Now, if you guys don't know what braking is going to stop this motor actively. So after you get out of the throttle, it's going to want to keep spinning. And as you fly, it's going to want to fling out. But as soon as that braking pulls it stopped, these are going to fold back. And it's going to create a heck of a lot less drag. And yes, that is absolutely critical on this type of flying performance. Because you want to be in throttle to climb, and then you want to get out of throttle and do your stuff. And then occasionally you'll be in throttle to do some maneuvering, but generally speaking, a sailplane is designed to sail, okay? That doesn't mean we don't, have some sailplanes that we stay in throttle with, but I do tend to think personally it's a little bit lame if you have to do that, okay? I'm not saying you can't do that. I'm not saying you shouldn't do that. I'm just saying that the purpose of a sailplane is to sail. Okay. That being said, when you have a prop that's out like this and it's tractoring, that creates a drag on a disc that's the size of the prop. Mechanically speaking, that's the way it works. It does not seem like it should be that way when you're brand new to piloting. You wouldn't believe me until you saw it multiple times. And you can feel it when you're flying. The planes slow down. If you have braking on, because you're using an Avian ESC, throttle cut's on, by the way, throttle cut's tested. If you have an Avian ESC, you have to turn on braking to prep the motor to go in thrust reverse. When that happens, you feel the plane slip. It's like coming out of gear in a manual transmission. The car will just kind of run away on you. Same thing is true with an airplane. It's subtle, but very obvious to the more experienced pilots, okay? So if you want to slow a plane down, what do? Even if you have braking on, you kick in a little bit of throttle. And that will tractor the prop and it will brake the plane, not to be confused with braking by stopping the rotational axis of that motor, okay? I'm talking about braking by slowing it down with friction, okay? That's the same or similar concept to having takeoff flaps, landing flaps. Landing flaps are out, or full flaps, if you will. They will create additional drag. They will change potentially the attitude of the airplane. You may be able to point down without picking up as much speed. And that helps for landing because you got to get back to earth, okay? But they also change the attitude of the aircraft, which is a big deal. Now, if you want, you can set up flaperons so that these would become spoilerons and they would go up instead. That's going to allow you to speed up the plane by reducing the overall drag on the wing, which changes the attitude of the aircraft opposite, okay? So you'll be able to change the attitude like this with flaperons, and change the attitude like this with spoilerons. So you can actually fly like this with spoilerons deployed. Whereas with flaperons, you're gonna tend to fly like this, even if you even it out with the elevator, okay? It's weird, it's subtle, but it makes a difference. You speed up the plane because you reduce the drag on the wing by making it more slippery, okay? If you don't believe me, play with it. It's fun to do these things. That's why we do them in the hobby. Now, one other thing I want to talk about real quick is something that's called differential. If you want differential, you can have differential. I don't think you're going to need it. Differential is typically, it's something to help with a coupling issue. So like coupling issues are where like you roll the airplane and you know, you have to like coordinate the turns to make it fly worth a darn. Or a lot of times you like Super Cubs, you'll have some coupling where you give rudder and it rolls the plane a lot instead of just yawing the plane. So you want to uncouple them. So differential is down here. You can turn it on, so it's always on, or you can tie it to a switch. So like I would tie it to a switch usually. And in the first position, it'd be nothing. And then let's say that it's like 50%. So what's gonna happen is one side is gonna go up more than when it goes down on the corresponding opposite turn. Okay, so watch. When I'm here, they go that way. When I turn on this, that one's gonna go up halfway. Or excuse me, I must have it backward, okay? Okay. When I go here, shut that off. Okay, so I bet I have those backward.
The ailerons?
Yeah, but it doesn't matter because we've trained it to go the correct output.
Right.
We've already verified all the axis of everything. So in this case, I need the differential backward, which is annoying. Sorry, guys. I did explain it correct, but evidently we have those plugged in backward. Okay, so with this on, excuse me, with this on, that goes up halfway. With it off, it goes down, okay? So now watch this. If I went to a negative 100, this would normally be positive, guys, okay? What's gonna happen is only the call out for the up aileron is going to happen. See? So it's only gonna roll the plane like that. Now, why do we have coupling on some planes? When the aileron goes up, you spoil the lift of that wing, thus lowering it because you spoil the lift. It spoils and lowers. Well, if this one lowers and this one doesn't, guess what happens? That also makes this have less drag. Drag is one of the functions of the principles of lift, okay? So then you have less lift. Well, guess what happens over here? You have more lift. So then that's gonna create more drag. So you can actually change your yaw with spoilers, okay? It's not typically done except for on like really fast planes and like airliners, okay? So differential is here to help with that if you need it, okay? So right here, you just have full deflection, both directions, up and down would be about symmetrical. Here's halfway, and here's all the way, okay? Now, if you did negative, in this case, remember I've got these backward, then it would go opposite of that. So like you would only go down on one side versus the other. So when you wanted to roll that way, okay? When you want to roll to the left, this one would go up with no differential and down an even amount. With 100% differential, this would go even. So only the one that goes up would go up, okay? And negative differential, only this would go down to roll that same direction. It's very hard to say this out loud, but I hope you guys get the point. It's just a feature that you can use if you want when you have two ailerons, and we do, okay? So I'm gonna basically turn this to something a little bit less, the differential, like let's do 50 and let's do like 15, okay? So you can see just a little bit. Now 15 is not enough. Let's do, if we're gonna have it, let's have 30 and 50, okay? So just enough to make a difference, okay? So we'll run it in normal mode and we'll try to remember to showcase whether or not that's helpful. Okay, keep in mind when you have flaperons deployed, you do give up some of the travel, and so that sometimes people will play with differential to kind of help counteract some of the absent roll authority that you get when you have flaperons deployed. Because remember, when your flaperons are deployed, that is your primary control surface to roll the plane, okay? So, all things considered, hopefully we haven't confused the heck out of anybody that's brand new into the hobby. We don't mean to confuse people on this channel. We mean to teach people on this channel. It's a big part of what we do. If you got any value out of this, smash the like button right now before you move on to the next step. And we appreciate you being here. So smash the like button. Click the bell for notifications. When you do subscribe, there's always new content right around the corner here on Brian Phillips RC. If you want to find a competitive offering that you didn't like, maybe this plane, didn't like you had to bend the rod or you had to shorten this bolt, which to be honest with you wasn't that big a deal. Now that we know we had to do it, it wasn't a big deal, but we did have a good outcome. We showed you how to get there. Despite our desire that you wouldn't have to do those things, we did show you how to do those things, okay? That's what we do on Brian Phillips RC. We find solutions and we disseminate them to the people watching our footage, okay? If you wanna help pat us on the back, buy the plane when you do like them, despite our negative findings and positive findings. You can check out the links in the video description below. When you follow the link, we'll make small commissions from the manufacturers that we work with or the distributors that we're working with, depending on how we're working. Sometimes we work with the manufacturers, sometimes we work with distributors, sometimes we work with both. Just depends on the product offering, okay? In this case, we work with FPV Builds, so we'll have links to that. So thanks for working with us, FPV Builds. We appreciate you guys. And it's mom pop sort of shop, so you send your money there, you're helping an American that is trying to make it as an American, okay? This is not a Chinese-made product, okay? So that I can tell. I think it's Czech-made.
I think that's what we're deciding.
So
that's what we're going with.
At the end of the day, we like supporting smaller companies, even if there are sometimes a few headaches involved. It's not like he designed this himself. The guy we're working with, this is made by Kavan, okay? It's Kavan RC. But he has made a big investment in working with this particular brand, so we want to showcase it for the RC communities. But remember, at the end of the day, our loyalties are not necessarily to FPV Builds or Spectrum or to Horizon Hobby or E-Flight or Hobby King or whoever happens to be working with. We have loyalty to you, our amazing audience, and the people that make this hobby really work. Which at the end of the day, there's people flying $25,000 jets and $50,000 jets that have jet turbines that blow fireballs out the back. That's awesome. But there aren't any of them that haven't gone through the ranks like this that are just starting there. That doesn't happen, okay? Even the most rich person on the planet Earth doesn't start there. You gotta learn to fly it some way. Now, I'm not saying this is a learning plane, but the progression of the type of person that ends there has to go through some sort of training procedure. If you don't have help, Brian Phillips RC is here for you. We've been here for you. We'll keep being here for you for a long time because we are into it. We love it. We're building this aerodrome. It's not for show. I'd probably be doing it if we weren't doing the YouTube channel. But at the end of the day, we love this. We want to serve the largest audience of whatever we want to call. What do we call these people? Returning to the hobby, people that are brand new to the hobby, and everybody in the middle, okay? If you have had a small hiatus for one reason or another, we're here to help you. If you're brand new, we're here to help you. There's a lot of things that you'll learn in a video from Brian Phillips RC that you won't learn from others because they don't want a long video. We get punished badly in terms of growth and reach because we go into detail to help people. It is a big deal. You would not believe me, but just look at the people that come onto the scene, they got 1 million viewers, okay? We are here to help real people find real solutions, not just make a buck. Although we do make a buck doing this, okay? So help us make more bucks. Send us a super thanks if you want. Become a YouTube member. It's always appreciated. Patreon, if you don't like those two, or PayPal for one-time donations. Any of those are awesome, but at the end of the day, we really prefer you just buy awesome products that you like following our links. Then you win, we win, and the people that we work with win. Remember, we serve you wholeheartedly, not them, even though we want for their success too, okay? If Spectrum doesn't make a good product, then you don't need a good product, right? If Spectrum doesn't make a good product, you can't buy it from Spectrum. That doesn't mean Spectrum's the only name in the game. We know that. Just like we know Kavan isn't the only name in the game, okay? We're not blind to that. That's why there are 47 other planes in this room and 1,500 other helicopters, okay? Yeah. We will continue to tell the full truth, nothing but the truth. So help us God on Brian Phillips RC, because the truth usually outlasts a lie, all right? Kavan, good job. It was fun to put it together. It actually was not bad at all once we got past the stupid, weird manufacturing things.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I don't like cutting short bolts. That was dumb and weird. I also don't like to glue things when it's like sort of ambiguous. I don't know why it wouldn't be clear in the manual, like just put a little glue symbol. And I also don't know why that rod wasn't bent. I think it was supposed to be bent.
I think so too.
It was supposed to come to us already pre-jigged and bent.
Yep.
That would have settled a lot of, I mean, if it was just the bolt, that would have been like a pretty minor detail.
Yeah.
So you might open yours and see that yours has already been bent. Or you may want to make it a straight wing, but then this is going to look really dumb, like canted up like that,
yeah.
I think. So a couple of different loose ends, Kavan, if you're listening, you might want to fix those things.
Maybe they're in the process of changing out their hardware packs too. And
Maybe.
We got like a weird combination of hardware.
Yeah, because we got all that other hardware that didn't fit.
Didn't fit.
So not sure what the heck was going on, but either way, all things are forgiven. We built a Dynam that one time. Oh, by the way, FPV Builds, they sell Dynams.
They do.
So check them out. BrianPhillipsRC.com. You could compare and contrast all sorts of sailplanes. We have a whole category for sailplanes, right?
Yes, we do.
That's right. And by the way, redoing the homepage. So when you go to bprc.me, same place as BrianPhillipsRC.com, it's just bprc.me. Go there. You can compare and contrast this very plane by clicking on watch the playlist, or you can just go to buy it if you already know you want to make a decision to purchase. Once you get to the decision making website, you can also get manuals to supplement what you heard from Brian Phillips RC and the camera crew correcting me. All right, that's all we got for you. Spectrum NX8 Plus has been working good. The AR630 Plus should be a really good fit for this. I feel like it went in there good. You could also get it with 631, but just remember that external antenna is gonna be very unruly in that tight space.
Yeah.
My suggestion is go with what we did. The 630 worked good, okay? If you don't want a stabilizer, a 620 would be fine, but keep in mind a 620 is not an end pin, it's a top pin. I think you'll still be okay because it's so much smaller, you can just stuff that one back there. Okay, again, no stabilization.
If you don't want stabilization and you don't do the flapper on,
you could do a 410.
410.
You do AR 410. Yeah, that's right. That is true. Good point, Cam Crew. So if you guys are wanting to save a few bucks, you want to kind of do it on the cheaper, but I will tell you one thing. The type of person that's buying a Kavan glider is probably not trying to do it on the cheap, okay?
Right.
So hopefully we answered all your questions, guys. If we didn't answer your questions, leave them in the comments below. We'll do our best to get to you. We do not get to every comment like we used to. It is physically, humanly impossible. We'll try our best. When you hear from us in the comments, it's really me or my wife responding. And so we appreciate you guys. We want to meet you at Jonal. We should be at Jonal if all goes to plan in 2026. We're excited to be down there. Winter has come amongst us again. We were flying in shorts just like this. Just a few days ago. No, it's not Christmas, even though we have Christmas decorations out.
I just do that for the people now.
Yeah, just for the people that complain.
But
at the end of the day, I like the Christmas decorations, and we're usually at the very last second putting them up, so I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah.
Guys, if you have other questions, though, seriously, leave them in the comments below. We'll do our best. And if you haven't been able to answer the question you want to answer, my suggestion is watch the whole Unbox build radio setup. If you're brand new to Brian Phillips RC and you managed to make it this far in the video, thanks, high five. Psh. We do maiden flights and we do Unbox build radio setup. That's where you learn how to do the maiden flight stuff, okay? Sometimes we do some minor adjustments in the maiden, but an Unbox build radio setup is where it's at. That's the value we really bring. Just about anybody could demonstrate an airplane for you. But to show you step by step by step by step by step, we have done it hundreds of times, okay? We will teach you to do this. Now, I can't teach you to fly, but I can teach you to set up the plane so you have a chance to fly it twice, okay? Because flying once is how people quit the hobby, and we are all about preventing one and dones here, all right? Okay, that's all we got for you. Kavan, interesting choice. I think you guys might like it. We'll find out after we fly it. Thanks for watching, guys.